Upon waking up, humanity found itself thrust into an ocean survival game. Everyone began with a single wooden raft, and all materials had to be scavenged from the sea. Due to a bug, Lin Feng obtained a blind box system allowing him to draw a blind box every single day. While other players were suffering from extreme food shortages and starving, Lin Feng drew 50 tunas from a blind box and ate until he was full. When players encountered sharks and their rafts were torn apart, Lin Feng drew a seasoned fisherman's harpoon from the blind box, slaughtered the shark, and feasted on shark fin. Completing an entire series of blind boxes would even grant blueprints as a reward. While other players were still agonizing over how to survive, Lin Feng had already made a fortune and was piloting a super gunboat obtained from the blind boxes, rampaging across the post-apocalyptic seas. On the boundless sea, a small wooden raft drifted alone. On the raft, Lin Feng stretched lazily, then suddenly felt a chill around him and instantly opened his eyes. What the hell? Where's this? How am I out in the middle of the ocean? He looked around in all directions and discovered that he was on a crude wooden raft with nothing beside him except a single fishing rod. Can this thing actually catch fish? He picked up the fishing rod, and suddenly a stream of information appeared within his consciousness. Obtained crude fishing rod X1. Description: used for fishing or hooking survival materials floating on the sea surface. So that means survival supplies will appear on the sea, and as long as I obtain them, I can stay alive. He looked into the distance and indeed saw clusters of supplies slowly drifting toward him on the far-off sea. Judging from their speed, it would take more than 10 minutes for them to arrive. Just as he was estimating the length of the fishing line, another series of messages appeared in his mind. Program loading complete. Welcome to the global survival arena game. Here the player's sole objective is to survive. Player instructions. First, your raft is the foundation of your survival. You can construct new rafts, but you will need sufficient tools and materials. Second, as long as you obtain the correct materials, there is nothing you cannot craft, but you must first acquire the corresponding blueprints. Third, what you see now is far from the full extent of this place. It is far more exciting and far more dangerous. Death in the game equals true death with no chance to restart. Recently, the sharks are extremely hungry. Please be cautious. As he read this, Lin Feng instinctively glanced at the nearby sea. Sure enough, not far away, a shark broke through the surface in a spray of water, closing in on the raft. What the hell? It shows up the moment it's mentioned. Judging from the size of the fin, the shark was enormous. One bite from it would definitely be fatal. If he wanted to live, he had to figure out how this game worked. Communication channel has been activated. Hurry and talk to the other players. As he saw this notification, a chat window appeared in Lin Feng's consciousness, and lines of messages began refreshing one after another. Communication channel. What's going on? I woke up and found myself on the ocean. Am I dreaming? Use a fishing rod to hook supplies. What supplies are on the sea surface? No way could it be those pieces of trash. But how are we supposed to hook that stuff up here? I'm done for. I can't even swim. Let me go home. Lin Feng understood that this interface could be brought up at any time to communicate with other players. However, judging from the current situation, there was nothing of substance in the communication channel, only complaints and fear. Still, he now had a clearer sense of his circumstances. It seemed a vast number of humans had been dragged into this survival game, and everyone's starting conditions were equally miserable. Surviving here would be anything but easy. Seeing no point in reading useless chatter, Lin Feng closed the interface. A new guide message immediately appeared. The trading channel has been activated. Go trade with other players. Another display window appeared. After reading the introduction, Lin Feng discovered that in the trading interface, he could trade any item except buildings. However, there was no fixed currency. All trades had to be conducted by bartering items. He checked the trades posted by other players and could only shake his head. Fishing rod X1 for freshwater X1. Fishing rod X1 for any food X1. There was no way these trades would ever succeed. Right now, everyone was drifting on the open sea. Fresh water and food, once the most ordinary necessities, had become more precious than gold. Not only did people not have spare water or food to trade, even if they did, a single fishing rod was nowhere near enough to exchange for it. Suddenly, a new listing flashed across the trading interface. Wood X3 for freshwater X1. So fast. Someone has already fished up materials from the sea. Lin Feng hurriedly closed the trading interface, wanting to see whether the supplies near his own position had drifted close, but before he could check, a new prompt popped up again. Crafting workshop has been activated. Go take a look. To save time, Lin Feng only skimmed the functions in the crafting interface. Small wooden mallet, wood 03. Small grill metal scrap 04, charcoal 02, wood 04. Stone fire pit, wood 01, stone 04, charcoal 02. Small water purifier, wood 02, metal scrap 01, plastic scrap 02. Just as he suspected, as long as he gathered enough materials and obtained the blueprints, he could craft practically anything. I should focus on collecting materials from the sea first. Lin Feng closed the crafting interface, picked up the crude fishing rod, and prepared to hook the drifting resources. Just then the system interface flickered and a new string of subtitles popped up. Error. Unknown patch loading. Loading complete. Huh. A bug. Infinite blind box lottery system first draw successful. Obtain seafood package blind box X1. System description: participate in the blind box lottery every day to receive blind box rewards. Every 7 days you will gain a chance at a super lottery. Blind boxes are divided into various tiers and series. Tiers include inferior, common, fine, excellent, epic, legendary. As he read this, a cardboard package appeared in Lin Feng's consciousness. With a mere thought, the heavy package materialized in his hands. Seafood package blind box. Tier fine. Description: 30 chance to yield small sea fish, 30 chance to yield small shrimp, 30 chance to yield small kelp, 10 chance to yield tuna. Tuna is great, but the chance of getting it is a little low. Full of anticipation, Lin Feng tore open the cardboard box. In the next instant, the reward inside the blind box left him completely stunned. He had originally thought the blind box would only contain a single item, but instead it exploded with 50 fish. You have opened the seafood package blind box and obtained tuna X50. What the hell? Tuna. I actually hit the 10% chance. In an instant, the raft was piled high with tunas. Lin Feng no longer had any reason to worry about food. But when he took a closer look, he froze. System, you call these things tuna? A normal tuna was at least half a meter long, yet these tunas were only the size of his palm. They were absurdly tiny. Lin Feng was speechless. System, are you skimming off my rewards, or what? Forget it. Even if the fish are suspiciously small, they're still edible for a few days. Right now, the other players probably don't even have a shrimp to chew on. Suddenly, Lin Feng slapped his forehead. That's right. While everyone is desperate for food, the smartest move is to put all these tunas on the trading channel. I'll definitely be able to exchange them for a ton of supplies. Just as Lin Feng was about to start trading, he noticed that the materials on the sea had drifted close. I should hook the supplies first. He grabbed the fishing rod and swung it hard. The hook at the end of the line just managed to snag a clump of grass. He quickly reeled it back in and removed the grass from the hook. Obtained grass bundle X1. Without checking the item description, Lin Feng immediately cast his line again. This time he aimed for a small wooden barrel floating on the sea. Among all the materials, it was the most conspicuous and the only one of its kind. Lin Feng suspected that something valuable had to be inside. However, his first throw missed. Lin Feng was not discouraged and tried several more times, letting ordinary materials drift past rather than giving up on the barrel. At last, after more than 10 attempts, he hooked the edge of the small wooden barrel. With a strong pull, he dragged it alongside the raft. Obtained lucky small barrel X1. Lucky small barrel. Tier none. Description: can yield any item. Perfect, let's open it and see what's inside first. With a loud bang, Lin Feng lifted the lid of the lucky wooden barrel. In an instant, a large pile of supplies appeared before him. You have opened lucky wooden barrel X1. Obtain wood X4. Obtain grass ball X4. Obtain plastic shard X2. Obtain metal. Obtained high efficiency water purifier blueprint X1. Blueprint for manufacturing. Lin Feng took out the blueprint. The system interface opened automatically, and in the crafting workshop menu a new manufacturing recipe appeared. High-efficiency water purifier wood 44 metal shard, 22 plastic shard, 22 glass shard 04. Grade fine. Description: possesses a much faster purification speed, requiring only 8 hours to purify 1 liter of fresh water. Clearly, its purification speed was far superior to that of the small purifier. However, there's no glass shard. Lin Feng shook his head, closed the crafting workshop, and prepared to continue hooking supplies from the sea surface to see if he could collect some glass shards. Yet after half an hour of labor, the supplies he obtained were very limited. By then, the other drifting resources had already floated far away. Lin Feng put away his fishing rod and checked his current materials. Current supplies: grass ball X8, wood X10, plastic shard X3, a metal shard X6, tuna X50. Still no glass shards. Lin Feng could only sigh helplessly. It's fine. I've got 50 tuna. I'll trade them for materials on the trading interface. Lin Feng opened the trading channel, and lines of trade messages flooded into view. Grass ball X3 for fresh water X1. Plastic shard X3 for any food X1. Wood X2 for fresh water X1. Clearly, everyone had obtained some basic resources, but trying to trade such basics for food and fresh water was nothing but wishful thinking. Unless they encountered a bug-like existence such as himself. Lin Feng decisively filled in his own Although these tuna were unnaturally small, they were still food. He had to exchange them for as many resources as worried that a single player might not have enough glass shards for a full trade. Lin Feng added wood and grass balls to the requested items so that he would not suffer a loss. Tuna X1 for glass shard X1, wood X3, grass ball X3. Tuna X1 for glass shard X1, wood X3, grass ball X3. For consecutive trade, offers appeared instantly on the trading interface. In just a flash, Lin Feng received 2 trade notifications. Trade successful: glass shard X1, wood X3, grass ball X3. Trade successful glass, shard x1 wood x3 grass ball x3. Lin Feng smiled. It seemed the allure of food was indeed quite formidable. However, the remaining 2 trades still did not go through. Lin Feng guessed that glass shards were very rare, that very few players had acquired them, and those who had might not have seen his trade offer. Why not open the chat interface and notify the other players? Lin Feng urgently needed glass shards to craft the high-efficiency water purifier. He had no intention of dying of thirst. He opened the communication channel. Lines of messages refreshed rapidly. This fishing rod is impossible to use. The resources drifted right past me, and I didn't hook a thing. I only hooked 2 grass balls. Stop complaining. Whoever has food or fresh water, I'll trade my supply. Lin Feng shook his head. It seemed many players simply would not be able to survive here. But he had no intention of playing the savior. In an environment akin to the apocalypse, everyone could only rely on themselves. He quickly sent out a message. I have tuna. Anyone with glass shards, go to the trading interface and trade with me. The moment this message appeared, the communication channel instantly exploded. Damn. Tuna. Boss, I have glass shards, I'll trade right away. I have some to me too. This tuna is such tiny tuna. Are those tuna fry? Can't afford it. I'm starving here. If you have anything to eat, you're already lucky. Lin Feng stopped paying attention to the communication channel and switched back to the trading interface. As expected, his 2 remaining trades had gone through. Trade successful glass, shard x1 wood x3 grass ball x3. Trade successful glass, shard x1 wood x3 grass ball x3. Lin Feng nodded. The materials are complete. Of course, the high-efficiency water purifier counted as a building on the raft, so he first needed to craft a small wooden hammer before he could construct it. He opened the crafting workshop interface. Small wooden hammer wood 33. Craft. A few seconds later, a crude small wooden hammer appeared in Lin Feng's hand. Small wooden hammer. Grade inferior. Description: can be used to build various structures, but is very inefficient. Lin Feng shook his head. In the future, he definitely needed to obtain a higher grade hammer. For now, at least, this small wooden hammer was very useful. In the crafting workshop, Lin Feng located the blueprint for the high-efficiency water purifier. High-efficiency water purifier wood 44 metal shard, 22 plastic shard, 22 glass shard 44. Next, on the 2x2 area of the raft, he chose a spot and began construction. As the materials vanished, a purifier with 2 glass containers emerged before Lin Feng. Clearly, the upper glass container was the tank for seawater, while the lower one served as the fresh water reservoir. Lin Feng consumed another piece of wood to craft a small wooden bowl. He scooped up several bowls of seawater and poured them into the purifier. Drip drip. Lin Feng saw that the seawater had already begun to purify slowly. Although he was already somewhat thirsty, at least now he had something to look forward to. Next, Lin Feng naturally planned to craft a small grill. He had no desire to eat raw fish. However, before that, he needed to expand the raft. On a raft with an area of only 2x2, a heap of items was already piled up, and with the high-efficiency purifier installed, there was simply no space left to build a small grill. He reopened the crafting workshop and quickly found the recipe for a raft deck. Raft deck wood 33 grass ball 22. Grade inferior. Description: the basic component of a raft can be freely connected together. That makes things easier. As long as I have enough materials, the raft can be expanded indefinitely. Of course, the materials on hand were far from sufficient, but he did have more tuna than he could eat. Decisively opening the trading channel, Lin Feng quickly posted 24 trade offers. Tuna x1 for wood x3 grass ball x2. Tuna x1 for wood x3 grass ball x2. Tuna x1 for wood x3 grass ball x2. After all, with enough food at this stage, one could trade for any material. Sure enough, just after he put up the trades, he received a long string of trade notifications. Trade successful obtained wood x3 grass ball x2. Trade successful obtained wood x3 grass ball x2. Trade successful obtained wood x3 grass ball x2. These trades provided Lin Feng with enough materials for 12 raft decks. The entire raft could now be expanded to an area of 4x4, 4 times its original size. And why expand it into a square? Naturally, for stability. If sudden fierce winds and towering waves struck, a square raft would be the least likely to be overturned. With the materials in hand, Lin Feng began to work. He set the materials to one side, gripped the small wooden hammer, and selected the build option in the crafting workshop. A few seconds later, as 5 sets of materials disappeared, a raft deck of 1x1 area appeared at the edge of the raft. Lin Feng nodded in satisfaction and continued. Moments later, the expansion was complete. Lin Feng stood on the enlarged wooden raft, feeling significant. It seemed that after doing too much work, Lin Feng's hunger was becoming increasingly apparent, and with the emptiness in his stomach, he felt compelled to create a small barbecue grill immediately. He couldn't just sit by a pile of tuna and starve to death. Small barbecue grill, metal sheets, 44 charcoal 02, wood 44. I need charcoal. Lin Feng searched for the manufacturing blueprint and discovered that only 2 pieces of wood were needed to create charcoal. He then made 2 portions of charcoal and immediately chose to create the small barbecue grill. Location selected. A few seconds later, as the materials disappeared, a rudimentary barbecue grill appeared before Lin Feng. Fuel required wood 11, so I need to add fuel. Lin Feng took out a piece of wood and chose to add it as fuel. With a loud bang, flames instantly ignited beneath the metal grate of the barbecue grill. Lin Feng smiled slightly, took a tuna, processed it briefly, and placed it on the grill. As the flames scorched the tuna, emitted a faint aroma. Lin Feng felt his mouth watering helplessly, shook his head, and opened the communication interface to distract himself while checking everyone else's progress. In the communication channel, messages were refreshing rapidly, but most were complaints. A small portion of people kindly shared survival tips they had discovered. Clearly, players with strong adaptability had begun to gradually adjust to the rhythm of this game world. As he casually browsed, a distress message suddenly caught Lin Feng's attention. Help! That shark is approaching my raft. Damn! The shark bit off my raft's deck, and I'm left with only 3 pieces. There's a shark swimming over here too. If the shark bit the raft deck into pieces, the players on the raft would undoubtedly perish. Lin Feng quickly typed a message in the communication interface. A small wooden hammer can make raft decks. The materials are wood and grass balls. After sending this message, Lin Feng immediately closed the communication channel. He completely ignored the series of grateful replies that followed. Because he sensed the air of danger, it was evident that everyone had been attacked by sharks at nearly the same time. He observed his surroundings and indeed found that the shark which had not attacked him before was now heading straight for his raft. This guy is serious. The shark moved incredibly fast, opening its massive jaws wide as it lunged at the raft's deck. Crack! A piece of the raft deck shattered instantly, but the shark did not continue its attack and turned away, though it did not swim far and would surely return. However, the shark could only bite through one piece of the raft deck at a time. Lin Feng breathed a sigh of relief. He would not allow the shark to consume his valuable resources in this manner. I must craft a weapon. Oh, who knows what kinds of monsters I will encounter in the future. Lin Feng flipped the tuna on the small barbecue grill, repaired the raft deck, then opened the crafting workshop to search for weapon blueprints. Spiked spear, iron nail 01, wood 11, grass rope 01. Grass rope and iron nails need to be made from metal sheets and grass balls, but now Lin Feng did not have enough metal sheets. It seems he needed to collect as many resources as possible. Lin Feng closed the crafting workshop, his gaze falling on the small barbecue grill, where the tuna was perfectly grilled and golden brown on both sides. He took off the cooked tuna, took a bite, and found the taste quite good. Although he hadn't used any other seasonings, the natural flavor was still irresistible. Lin Feng took another tuna and placed it on the grill, but he noticed that the tuna looked noticeably less fresh. These food items might spoil soon. It would be better to trade them away now for some rare materials. Thinking of this, Lin Feng kept a few pieces of tuna and opened the trading channel, using the rest of the tuna to trade for rare materials. Tuna X1, trade glass sheet X2, metal sheet X2, plastic sheet X2. Tuna X1, trade glass sheet X2, metal sheet X2, plastic sheet X2. After completing the trading details, Lin Feng gazed at the setting sun, finishing the last grilled tuna. Now he felt full, but slightly thirsty. He glanced at the water purifier beside him. The jar of fresh water was nearly full. Just wait a bit longer. Oh, once the fresh water is purified, I'll go to sleep. Lin Feng comfortably lay on the raft, waiting for the fresh water from the purifier while opening the communication channel. He never expected that in the communication channel everyone was actually discussing him. Did you guys see? The trading channel has a ton of tuna listed. Tuna. That's food. Who is so rich? You can only trade with glass sheets, metal sheets, and plastic sheets. Those materials are too rare. Big shot. Can you lower the price? Big shot, please lower the price. Damn. It's all gone, all gone. Crap, I'm going to starve today. Does the big shot still have fish? Lin Feng shook his head. To prevent players from being unable to afford the materials, he had set the price rather low, and there should be someone willing to buy. In such a dire environment, no price for food would be excessive. Players who couldn't afford it would just have to go hungry. Wait, did it all sell out just now? Damn, I miscalculated. The price was set too low. Lin Feng finally realized, hurriedly closing the communication channel and opening the trading channel to check. Sure enough, as soon as he opened the interface, he saw a string of trading notifications. Trade successful, obtained glass sheet X2, metal sheet X2, plastic sheet X2. Trade successful, obtained glass sheet X2, metal sheet X2, plastic sheet X2. In less than 5 minutes, all trades were completed. He gained a considerable amount of metal sheets, glass sheets, and plastic sheets. Delighted, he gathered all the materials, and Lin Feng smiled slightly, looking at the efficient water purifier, which had collected enough fresh water. He took a small wooden bowl and filled it with fresh water from the purifier, just enough for a bowl. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Lin Feng drank the entire bowl of water in one go, feeling refreshed, and upon reflection, he noticed the water had a hint of sweetness. A life is good. With the problems of food and water solved, Lin Feng suddenly felt as if he were not in a post-apocalyptic crisis, but rather on a vacation at sea. Reclining back on the raft, Lin Feng comfortably closed his eyes. He wanted to rest well. Tomorrow morning, there was a mystery box waiting for him to open. The morning sea breeze swept in gently. Lin Feng comfortably opened his eyes. The first thing he did was check today's blind box lottery. Daily blind box lottery successful. 27 gained lucky card pack blind box X1. A red envelope blind box appeared in Lin Feng's consciousness, and with a thought the red envelope manifested in his hand. Lucky card pack blind box level epic description 25 chance to obtain a reward exchange card 25 chance for a reward crit card 25 chance for a blind box reset card 25 chance for a reward all-eater card. Lucky card pack. Isn't that a special item? Drawing any of the 4 cards is a bargain. Lin Feng was excited, unable to wait to tear open the envelope. You opened the lucky card pack blind box, gained reward all-eater card X3. With the rewards issued, 3 red cards appeared in Lin Feng's hand, each inscribed with the words reward all-eater card. Reward all-eater card level none description used before opening a blind box to obtain all prizes within the blind box, unlocking the entire set of rewards. What the hell? This is a great item. If Lin Feng used the reward all-eater card when opening the seafood package blind box, he would receive 50 of each small fish, small shrimp, seaweed, and tuna, obtaining all the rewards from the blind box. Of course, Lin Feng would never use the reward all-eater card on such a low-level blind box. If tomorrow's blind box was of higher quality, he might consider using the reward all-eater card. Closing the blind box system, Lin Feng could only hope that tomorrow would come quickly, but for now he had things to attend to. Not far away, a large supply was approaching. Moreover, accompanied by it was a lucky small barrel. Lin Feng eagerly picked up his fishing rod, casting the hook toward the gradually approaching lucky small barrel. A hit. Awesome. Lin Feng carefully pulled the lucky small barrel to the side of the raft, brought it aboard, and directly opened it. With a bang. As the lucky small barrel opened, a large amount of supplies appeared. You opened lucky small barrel X1. Gained wood X6. Gained grass bundle X2. Gained plastic sheet X1. Gained metal sheet. Gained tomato seeds X1. Tomato seeds. Lin Feng paused for a moment and quickly checked. Tomato seeds level common description can be used for planting, requires soil and fresh water. If he can plant crops, Lin Feng won't have to worry about food, and the fruits of the plants are rich in vitamins. In the vast ocean, the supplement of vitamins is very important. A long-term lack of vitamins can lead to scurvy, and Lin Feng certainly did not want to suffer from illness. He must find a way to cultivate tomatoes. He decisively opened the crafting workshop, searched for planting-related items, and indeed found some. Mini farm wood 1010 soil 01 grass rope 02 long-nosed watering can plastic sheet 66 iron nails 02 iron nails and grass rope are easy to handle, but where to find soil? Lin Feng temporarily closed the crafting workshop and went to fish for ordinary supplies on the sea surface, preparing to ask in the exchange channel if anyone had soil ready to buy it at a high price. After a moment, he obtained some wood and grass bundles, sorted them out, and then opened the exchange channel. At this moment, the complaints in the exchange channel had decreased somewhat, with more discussions about each other's development. I got a watermelon from the lucky small barrel. It's so damn sweet. Why did I only get a potato and have to bake it to eat? You guys are doing well, at least it's all food. I got a portion of soil. What the hell? Expressing sympathy. Soil. Lin Feng laughed. It seemed this player was not interested in the reward of soil, probably able to trade it for a tuna. Lin Feng decisively initiated a private message. I'll trade you 1 tuna for your soil. 2. Can your soil be eaten? If you want to use it to fill your stomach, be my guest. Wait. I'll trade. Lin Feng chuckled and directly put the trade up on the private message interface. Tuna X1 trade soil X1. Trade successful, gained soil X1. The other party was quite willing, and it seemed they hadn't eaten enough yesterday. Lin Feng wasn't too stingy either, but he was also not very well off on food. The 2 tuna he had saved could barely fill him up. However, now with soil, as long as he crafted the mini farm, he could regularly harvest delicious tomatoes. Let's get to work. He opened the crafting workshop and first crafted the grass rope. Grass rope, grass bundle, 22. With the materials consumed in less than a minute, Lin Feng had 2 rough grass ropes in his hand. Next, he opened the schematic for the mini farm. Mini farm wood 1010 soil, 11 grass rope, 22. All materials are complete crafting. A few minutes later, a mini farm resembling a square flower pot was crafted. The mini farm was surrounded by wood, bound with 2 circles of grass rope and filled with black soil. Check the property description. Mini farm level common description used for planting crops, requires watering and fertilizing, produces 5 fruits upon harvest with a maturation time of 3 to 5 days. Lin Feng pondered. If he fertilized and watered on time, it would mature in 3 days. Otherwise, it would take 5 days to mature. If not watered in time, the crops could even die from lack of water. I should hurry and craft the long-nosed watering can. Lin Feng found the crafting principle for iron nails. Iron nails metal sheet, 11. In less than a minute he had 2 iron nails. Long-nose watering can plastic sheet, 66 iron nails, 22. All materials are complete. Lin Feng chose to craft. 2 minutes later, he had a plastic watering can in hand. To water the tomato seeds he certainly couldn't use seawater. Lin Feng poured the fresh water he had saved overnight from the purifier into the long-nosed watering can and then began to water the tomato seeds. A miraculous thing happened. As soon as he poured water into the soil, he saw a tender green sprout gradually breaking through the soil and growing. The speed was astonishing. In less than a minute the tomato seed had grown into a seedling over an inch long. After finishing this task, Lin Feng suddenly felt a bit hungry. He added a piece of wood to the small barbecue grill, and Lin Feng began to prepare the tuna, placing it on the grill. But when he prepared to process the second tuna, he received this prompt. Gained spoiled tuna X1. What the hell? My rations. Lin Feng was speechless. 1 tuna was hardly enough to fill his stomach. Reluctantly, he checked the spoiled tuna, and surprised, spoiled tuna description: edible, with low toxicity, can be used as poison or fertilizer. Fertilizer. Lin Feng glanced back at the mini farm and suddenly smiled. Fertilize, let's go. At this moment, the tomato seedlings in the micro farm had already grown 3 tender leaves. Lin Feng smiled with satisfaction as he buried the spoiled tuna beneath the soil of the micro farm. The tomato seedlings suddenly received greater nutrients, growing visibly taller at a rapid pace, and sprouted another 5 or 6 new leaves. I can't wait. After this operation, Lin Feng only needed to wait 3 days to enjoy the sweet, and suddenly he caught a whiff of a delicious burnt smell. The tuna is ready. Lin Feng rushed to the small barbecue grill, took down the grilled tuna, and devoured it ravenously. Of course, 1 grilled tuna could only satiate his hunger and could not fill his stomach. Lin Feng still needed to search for other food. He picked up a rough fishing rod, doubting whether it could catch any fish, but there was no alternative for food at the moment. After waiting for 20 minutes, Lin Feng's fishing rod finally showed some movement. He pulled hard, and a clean little sea fish landed on the wooden raft. Obtained little sea fish X1. The little sea fish was clearly smaller than the tuna, but it could still barely fill his stomach. Lin Feng processed it a bit, and then threw it onto the barbecue grill. After working for over 2 hours, he had only managed to catch 3 little sea fish, which was just enough to fill him up. At this time, the sky gradually darkened. To prevent losing strength, he decided to rest early. The next morning, Lin Feng woke up very early. He stretched lazily and eagerly opened the blind box system. Daily blind box lottery successful. 37. Obtained senior fisherman set blind box X1. With a thought, a blue canvas bag fell into Lin Feng's hands. Senior fisherman set blind box level quality grade description: 30 chance to obtain senior fisherman straw hat, 30 chance to obtain senior fisherman backpack, 30 chance to obtain senior fisherman harpoon, 10 chance to obtain senior fisherman sea fishing rod. Straw hat, backpack, harpoon, sea fishing rod. All of these items are useful. The straw hat can block the sun, the backpack can hold many things, the harpoon can deal with sharks, and the sea fishing rod is definitely better than the rough fishing rod. Using the blind box all-purpose card, Lin Feng was not being impulsive. These items were crucial for him. Moreover, there was no stable food source now, and it was unlikely to rely on luck to get the sea fishing rod with only a 10 drop rate. As he made his decision, a red reward all-purpose card disappeared. At the same time, the blue canvas bag in Lin Feng's hands automatically opened. You open senior fisherman set blind box X4. Obtain senior fisherman straw hat X1. Obtain senior fisherman backpack X1. Obtain senior fisherman harpoon X1. Obtain senior fisherman sea fishing rod X1. Awesome. Using the all-purpose card is so satisfying. Lin Feng eagerly checked the attributes of each item, but was interrupted by a new prompt. Player has collected all prizes from the senior fisherman set blind box, unlocking a random manufacturing blueprint. Blueprint. So collecting all the prizes from the blind box grants an extra blueprint. This is a obtained large capacity barbecue grill manufacturing blueprint X1. Lin Feng eagerly claimed the blueprint and opened it to check. Large capacity barbecue grill metal sheets, 12 charcoal 04, wood, 88 iron nails 04 level quality description, can grill 4 types of food at once, consuming only 2 pieces of wood each time it is lit, and it is more efficient. It requires making iron nails and charcoal. Lin Feng calculated that 4 iron nails would consume 4 metal sheets, and to manufacture the large capacity barbecue grill, he still needed to collect 10 more metal sheets. Let's check the other prizes first. Lin Feng quickly opened the attributes of the rewards from the blind box. Senior fisherman straw hat description: used to block the sun and rain, protecting your handsome face. This thing is actually quite ordinary, but I really need to protect my handsome face. Lin Feng nodded in satisfaction and continued to check the other items. Senior fisherman backpack description: has 9 slots. Each slot can hold 20 identical items, totaling 180 storage units. Senior fisherman harpoon description used for fishing and combat very sharp, with strong lethality. Senior fisherman sea fishing rod description with it you are a senior sea fishing expert capable of catching any valuable item. These items are simply too practical, but what does it mean that the sea fishing rod can catch any valuable item? Lin Feng looked around and noticed that no ocean resources had drifted by today. He eagerly put on the straw hat, slung the backpack over his shoulder, and picked up the sea fishing rod to start fishing. With a strong throw, the fish hook flew out. Lin Feng felt his somewhat empty stomach and eagerly waited for the bobber to sink. In less than 5 minutes, the bobber suddenly went down. Lin Feng yanked the sea fishing rod hard, pulling up a heavy object. What is this? Due to the quick movement, Lin Feng did not see clearly and only noticed a green round object smashing onto the wooden raft with a thud. Obtained watermelon X1. A watermelon? Can this thing even be caught? Lin Feng turned around in astonishment and indeed found a large green watermelon hooked at the end of the fish hook on the raft's deck. Eat it. Satisfy my hunger. Lin Feng was astonished. How could there be such a thing in the ocean? However, being able to eat sweet and juicy watermelon in such an environment was an absolute delight. He smashed the watermelon hard, and Lin Feng directly embraced the broken pieces of watermelon gob. He realized how wise it was to use the reward all-purpose card. The drop rate of the sea fishing rod was low, and without using the reward all-purpose card, he would definitely not have caught the big watermelon. While eating, Lin Feng opened the communication channel. It was just the right time to see how others were developing. Communication channel: food is too scarce. Oh, anyone have food? I will trade basic supplies. I got 3 shells from the lucky little barrel yesterday. Oh, does anyone need them? Shells. Shells can't be eaten. Lin Feng realized that most players were still worrying about food, so this was an opportunity. With the senior fisherman sea fishing rod, he could efficiently obtain food, and after making the large capacity barbecue grill, he could sell food in the trading channel to exchange for the basic supplies he needed. Lin Feng was certain that as players continued to develop, after a while food would no longer be the hardest thing to obtain, and the price of basic supplies used to manufacture various items would soar. Now is the time to stock up on basic supplies with food. Lin Feng knew that he was not the only one who thought of this. It was just that other players might not have enough food to sell. Splash. A soft sound of water interrupted Lin Feng's thoughts. The sea fishing rod in his left hand trembled, and the bobber sank. Lin Feng yanked the sea fishing rod upward with a sharp tug. With a splash, a limp, squishy creature landed on the wooden raft. Acquired octopus 1. The thought of grilled octopus alone made one's mouth water. Judging by its size, just 2 would suffice as rations for an entire day. Selling it would surely fetch a substantial haul of supplies. Lin Feng immediately cleaned the octopus and placed it on the grill, then resumed fishing. Again and again he reeled in, each time hauling up plump, glistening sea fish. Acquired tuna 1. Acquired tuna 1. Acquired octopus 1. In under an hour, Lin Feng had caught 5 tunas and 4 octopuses, yet these tunas were no larger than the palm of his hand. This world must have a glitch. With such an abundance of food, Lin Feng promptly listed them on the trade channel to exchange for rarer materials. Grilled octopus 1 metal shards, 3 A plastic shards, 2 glass shards 2. Grilled octopus 1 metal shards, 3 A plastic shards, 2 glass shards 2. 10 minutes passed, but only a single trade alert arrived. Likely most players had missed his listing. He swiftly opened the chat channel and typed a single line. Grilled tuna and grilled octopus available now. First come, first served. Instantly the chat channel erupted. Whoa, food. Luckily I logged in early. Would have missed it otherwise. Off I go, my grilled octopus awaits. You're brutal. By the time I saw this, all the food was gone. Master, any more fish left? Master, I've starved for a full day and night. Please tuna. A cascade of follow-up messages flooded in, all pleading for more fish. Sensing brisk demand, Lin Feng replied swiftly. Wait 1 hour. Master, are you truly restocking grilled fish? Lock on. Lock on. Everyone, wake up and grab your grilled fish. Starving Ghost online waiting. Lin Feng skimmed the latest messages, then closed the chat channel. Given how well business was booming, he decided to craft the high-capacity grill first, dramatically boosting cooking efficiency. He opened the crafting workshop interface. High-capacity grill metal shards, 12 charcoal 04 wood. Next he began assembling the high-capacity grill. As materials vanished, a new larger grill materialized beside his original compact one. This grill featured 4 metallic grilling racks, capable of roasting 4 portions simultaneously, greatly reducing cooking time. He placed 2 logs into its firebox. With a thunderous whoosh, flames leapt to life. Lin Feng swiftly cleaned 2 tunas and 2 octopuses, then laid them across the grill's racks. Within 5 minutes, irresistible aromas wafted from the grill. 15 minutes later, all 4 portions were perfectly roasted. Acquired grilled tuna 2, grilled octopus 2. Efficient. Lin Feng murmured in admiration, then processed his freshly caught fish and placed them onto the high-capacity grill. After over an hour of steady work, he had grilled 20 portions. Wiping sweat from his brow, he reopened the chat channel and typed rapidly. Grilled fish now available. 20 portions. Whoa, 20. Master's unstoppable. Huh. Materials prepped. Just waiting to buy. Standing by. Standing by one. Standing by one. Lin Feng closed the chat channel, then swiftly entered 20 trade listings on the trade channel, this time seeking basic resources. Grilled octopus 1 with 10 grass bundles 10. Grilled tuna 1 with 10 grass bundles 10. Before Lin Feng even finished entering all 20 listings, a flurry of trade alerts poured in. Trade successful with 10 grass bundles 10. Trade successful with 10 grass bundles 10. Almost instantly upon finalizing his listings, every transaction cleared. The collective purchasing power. Lin Feng sighed in quiet awe, and then cheerfully began tallying his stockpile with grass bundles, metal shards, plastic shards, glass shards. Nothing was lacking. An exceptionally bountiful harvest. He packed all supplies into his veteran fisherman's backpack, preparing to resume fishing. When not far off, a floating wooden cask caught his eye upon the ocean's surface. A lucky wooden cask. Oceanic loot had arrived. Far more urgent than selling grilled fish was scavenging surface debris, especially lucky wooden casks renowned for yielding rare and valuable treasures. Lin Feng quickly reeled, and his sea fishing rod moved to the opposite side of the raft and cast his hook toward the nearest drifting item. Effortlessly, he snagged a grass bundle. He realized his veteran fisherman's sea fishing rod proved equally adept at retrieving floating objects. A light flick of the wrist, a firm tug, and another item secured. Yet above all else loomed the imminent arrival of the lucky wooden cask. Lin Feng calibrated his aim, and the moment the cask drifted into range, he cast without hesitation. Indeed, it was far easier this time. Direct hit. Lin Feng hauled the lucky wooden cask onto the raft and flung open its lid. With a resonant pop. Acquired wood 4. Acquired grass bundles 2. Acquired glass shards 2. Acquired schematic small wooden or 1. A small wooden or... Lin Feng examined it immediately. Small wooden or wood 44 metal shards 22. Description: propels the raft forward, enabling you to navigate closer to floating oceanic resources. An excellent find. Drawing from his experience retrieving items, Lin Feng knew, even with the veteran fisherman's sea fishing rod, he could never reach every piece of flotsam scattered across the waves. But with the small wooden or he could row the raft directly toward drifting items, chasing them down with precision. With practice, skill, not a single resource would escape his grasp. Craft it now. As he confirmed the action, 5 materials vanished from his backpack, and seconds later a sturdy or its wooden blade edged with gleaming metal shards rested in his hands. He won't let a single scrap slip away. Lin Feng seized the oar and rowed vigorously toward the current's drift path. Distant items he hooked in with his sea fishing rod nearby. Ones he simply reached out and plucked straight from the water's surface. Within 20 minutes, the ocean's surface was nearly stripped bare of salvageable goods. Yet just as he steered the raft toward 2 floating grass bundles, a triangular fin sliced rapidly toward him across the water. Whoa, shark. No. Fins. My delicious shark fins. Just a moment ago, Lin Feng was still a bit worried, but the next moment he smiled. Do you think I would be afraid of you with a harpoon, eh? The arrogant shark clearly did not see Lin Feng as a threat and charged at the wooden raft ready to bite. Lin Feng took out a seasoned fisherman's harpoon and thrust it fiercely towards the shark's head. With a splat. The harpoon was indeed very sharp, and the shark jerked violently, attempting to flee, but it was already too late. After a violent struggle, it could no longer move, clearly dead. Lin Feng originally thought this battle would last a while, but unexpectedly after just one attack the shark was done for. This isn't my fault you came to me. Lin Feng smiled faintly as he dragged the shark onto the wooden raft. The shark was indeed quite large, and Lin Feng dismantled it, obtaining some valuable items. Dismantled the shark, obtained shark meat X4, shark fin X1, a shark teeth X4. Is this all? It's already quite a profit, after all. This world is just like that. Lin Feng had long heard that shark fins tasted quite good, but the shark meat was known to be terrible. He tossed the 4 portions of shark meat onto the large capacity grill, set aside the shark fin, and began to ponder the use of the shark teeth. Opening the crafting workshop, Lin Feng checked and found that shark teeth were used to craft weapons, primarily for making crossbow bolts. Shark teeth crossbow bolt. Shark teeth 11 wood 11 feather 01. The crossbow bolt is a good item, but Lin Feng currently lacked sufficient materials. He could keep the 4 shark teeth for later use. Before long, the 4 portions of shark meat were already grilled. Lin Feng placed the shark fin on the grill to cook, hung the 4 portions of shark meat on the trading channel, and opened the communication channel to notify everyone of the new items. Listed 4 portions of grilled shark meat. In Lin Feng's eyes, this ordinary phrase caused quite a stir in the communication channel. What the hell? Did I see that right? Shark meat. How on earth did the boss manage to kill a shark? I tried using a spear, but the shark's skin is too thick to kill. So strong, so strong. I mean, isn't the main point to rush to buy the shark meat? If I remember correctly, that stuff should be quite tasty, but I don't mind. Can you save a piece for me? Damn, it's sold out. Lin Feng didn't care whether it was tasty or not, he wouldn't be eating it anyway. Seeing the notification, 4 trading alerts appeared. Transaction successful obtained with X4. Transaction successful obtained with X4. Transaction successful obtained grass bundle X4. Transaction successful obtained grass bundle X4. After collecting the materials, Lin Feng smiled with satisfaction and replied in the communication interface. If anyone has rare materials, I have a shark fin, but I won't accept ordinary material trades. Shark fin. I love it. I love it. Shark fin is a great item. Will metal, glass, or plastic do? Boss, I opened a wooden backpack from the Lucky Small Barrel, which has 3 storage slots and can hold 60 items. Boss, you have so many items, you must need it. Lin Feng shook his head. Not need it. Boss is amazing. You want trade such things? I want a backpack. My raft is full of supplies. The boss must have stronger equipment. Lin Feng did not continue to check the contents of the communication channel. A wooden backpack is of no value to him. Its capacity is only 1/3 of a seasoned fisherman's backpack, which is simply not worth considering. In that case, I'll keep the shark fin for myself. Lin Feng said eagerly as he took down the grilled shark fin, and it tastes really good. He discovered that the large capacity grill not only cooked efficiently, but also produced food with excellent flavor. One portion of shark fin was devoured in less than 5 minutes under his voracious appetite. At this moment, the sky gradually darkened, and Lin Feng took advantage of the remaining light to expand the raft a bit more. His raft now measured 6 by 6, an area extremely spacious. After yawning, Lin Feng lay down on the spacious raft, feeling the sea breeze, closed his eyes, and comfortably fell into a dream. The next morning, Lin Feng woke up very early. He originally planned to open a blind box first, but the scene before him caught his attention. In the distance over the sea, Lin Feng saw a small green dot. To be precise, it should be an island, but due to the distance, all he could see was an inconspicuous little point. On the vast ocean, resources were scarce, but the island was different. The island appeared green, indicating rich vegetation. Not to mention anything else, there should be a considerable number of trees and wild grasses. After dismantling these, he could obtain a large amount of wood and grass bundles. Looks like I need to make some preparations. To harvest resources from the island, Lin Feng must prepare various tools such as axes for chopping trees, picks for mining rocks, and shovels for digging soil. Opening the crafting workshop, Lin Feng quickly searched. Crafting workshop: small stone axe, wood 11 stone 03, small stone pick, wood 11 stone 03, small stone shovel, wood 11 stone 03. What the hell? It actually requires stone. Where am I supposed to find stones in this vast ocean? Lin Feng guessed that he should be able to pick up some stones on the island, but most stones would likely need to be mined. If he waited until he got to the island to collect scattered stones and then use them to craft tools, it would be a massive waste of time. Therefore, the best approach was to trade for some stones. However, there probably aren't many players with stones, and they might not be willing to trade for ordinary food. Forget it, let's see today's blind box first. Lin Feng shook his head and directly opened the blind box system in his mind. Daily blind box, draw successful. 47, obtained refreshing drink, blind box X1. Drinks. Lin Feng was stunned. He never expected to draw such a blind box. The blind box system could really produce anything. Under his mental control, Lin Feng found himself holding a heavy cardboard box. Refreshing drink, blind box, quality level premium, description: 24 chance of obtaining black tea, 24 chance of obtaining green tea, 24 chance of obtaining Sprite, 24 chance of obtaining cola, 4 chance of obtaining Red Bull. Lin Feng was speechless. This really was a refreshing drink. Of course, if he got Red Bull, it would have a revitalizing effect, but Lin Feng wasn't greedy, though any drink would be good. In such a harsh survival environment, being able to drink a beverage was already a huge blessing. Lin Feng wouldn't be picky. Open the mystery box. NAS. Lin Feng selected to open it. The cardboard box sprang open. In rustle, and instantly countless bottles of soda tumbled across the floor. You have opened the drink until satisfied soda mystery box and received Coca-Cola 100. And what the? And so many. And Lin Feng stood utterly stunned. He grabbed a bottle of Coca-Cola at random from the raft, twisted off the cap, and downed several long, thirsty gulps. Refreshing, crisp, and invigorating. Though hardly the most valuable reward, this so-called nerd's elixir of joy truly earned its name. On a parched day, chugging an entire bottle felt nothing short of heavenly. Right? Trade Coca-Cola for stones. And stones cannot float on seawater, so they only appear inside small wooden barrels, making them a rare and precious resource. Eagerly, Lin Feng opened the public chat channel and boldly posted several messages and attention. And new item launched. Hurry, grab yours before they're gone. And players noticed Lin Feng's announcement and reacted with collective bewilderment. And what's been launched? And no idea. Why all the secrecy? In this godforsaken place, what could possibly be tradable? Surely not Coke or Sprite to quench our thirst. And whoa, prophetic. Everyone check the trade channel. Coca-Cola is now listed. In no way. What sorcery is this? How the hell did Coke end up here? At that moment, the 9 bottles of Coca-Cola Lin Feng had listed were snatched up in an instant. In transaction successful stone 3. In transaction successful stone 3. In transaction successful stone 3. In beaming with delight, Lin Feng collected his newly acquired stones and glanced back at the chat channel. In Coca-Cola, my Coke. In missed it. It's been ages since I tasted Coke. As a true homebuddy, I've lost all joy in life. In senior brother, do you have more? Lin Feng sighed. Though Coca-Cola offered little more than hydration and a quick sugar boost, its allure among players remained overwhelmingly potent. Through the chat interface, he could almost see their desperate, longing faces. Since everyone loves it so much, I'll share it all. He reopened the chat channel and typed swiftly in, I can supply another 35 bottles of Coca-Cola. Those who missed out, prepare your wood and grass bundles and get ready to board. The moment this message appeared, the chat channel erupted. And thank you. Thank you. And ready. I claim my Coke. And materials prepared. Boarding now. Overjoyed. Thank you, senior brother. An endless flood of gratitude poured into the chat, scrolling so rapidly Lin Feng could barely keep up. He switched to the trade interface and quickly entered the listings. As his 35 bottles went live, transaction confirmations streamed across the screen in rapid succession. In transaction successful wood 6. In transaction successful grass bundle 6. In transaction successful wood 6. Transaction successful wood 6. In transaction successful grass bundle 6. Lin Feng retrieved each item one by one. Within less than a minute, he'd amassed over 100 units each of wood and grass bundles. Naturally, some players still missed out, but such is reality. Lin Feng had already done everything possible to fulfill their wishes. Now he turned his attention back to his own priorities. With 9 stones secured, he needed to craft the essential tools required for landing on the island. He opened the crafting workshop. Small stone axe, wood 11 stone 33 in, small stone pickaxe, wood 11 stone 33 in, small stone shovel, wood 11 stone 33 in, haha craft. Lin Feng immediately confirmed the crafting command. 1 minute later, a small stone axe materialized in his hands. Rough-hewn with a wooden handle and a jagged stone blade, yet surprisingly functional. Next, he crafted the small stone pickaxe and shovel, both equally crude in appearance. Yet Lin Feng wasn't particular, these were merely tools, and once he obtained superior blueprints, he'd replace them without hesitation. He gazed toward the distant island. It remained but a tiny green speck on the horizon, still hours away, yet floating debris on the sea surface was steadily drawing nearer. He retrieved his veteran fisherman's sea rod and fixed his gaze upon a small, lucky wooden barrel drifting on the waves. Unsurprisingly, his cast struck true. Lin Feng reeled the barrel in swiftly and slammed open its lid with a resonant thud. And you have opened lucky small wooden barrel 1. And obtained wood 4. And obtained grass bundle 2. Obtained plastic sheet 3. And obtained blueprint. Small ship anchor 1. A ship anchor. Not only then did Lin Feng realize he'd completely forgotten to craft one. If he planned to land on the island, his raft would need to remain anchored nearby. Without an anchor, it might drift away while he gathered resources. My oversight, my grave oversight, and fortunately I've just acquired the blueprint. Lin Feng immediately reopened the crafting workshop. Small ship anchor, metal ingot 03, grass rope 06, iron nail 02, wood 33 in. Description, used to secure a raft. Metal ingot. Lin Feng was certain he'd never seen such a thing, but surmised it could likely be forged from metal sheets. He searched the workshop but found no recipe for metal ingots, only the small smelting furnace. In small smelting furnace, stone 08, metal sheet 04, charcoal 02 in. Description, melts metal sheets and other materials into ingots, low efficiency. Lin Feng shook his head. Unexpectedly, he still needed stones. Let's hold off for now. And he temporarily closed the crafting workshop. The sea still held uncollected resources, and he resolved to gather foundational materials first. To his surprise, when he looked up again, another wooden barrel floated on the water, larger, unmistakably bigger than the lucky small barrel. What's this? And without hesitation, he cast his hook with full force. And snap, Lin Feng hauled the barrel aboard and placed it on the raft. And obtained lucky large wooden barrel 1. In rank, non in. Description, may yield any item, with generally higher quality. Well, what a delightful bonus. And eagerly Lin Feng pried open the lucky large wooden barrel. And boom, a dazzling array of items spilled before him. And you have opened lucky large wooden barrel 1. Obtained metal sheet 10. And obtained plastic sheet 10. Obtained stone 10. And obtained tomato seeds 3. In stones. Lin Feng smiled. 10 stones meant the small smelting furnace could finally be crafted. Open the manufacturing workshop. Materials are ready. Lin Feng selects a location and chooses to manufacture. After the materials disappear, the small smelting furnace is completed in 2 minutes. The circular smelting furnace has a feeding port on top, a discharge port in the middle, and requires wood to ignite at the bottom. Lin Feng checks the smelting method. Metal ingot, metal sheet, 33, wood, 33. A lot of materials are needed. Lin Feng adds metal sheets and wood to the small smelting furnace. With a loud bang, the smelting furnace ignites, heating the metal sheets until they gradually melt. However, it seems it will take some time to complete the smelting. Taking the opportunity, Lin Feng picks up his sea fishing rod, enjoying the sea breeze and sipping on cola as he begins to fish. As the bobber sinks repeatedly, Lin Feng catches several plump sea fish. Obtained tuna X1. Obtained octopus X1. Obtained octopus X1. Obtained message in a bottle X1. Message in a bottle. Such a thing exists. Lin Feng, puzzled, quickly checks it. Opening the bottle, Lin Feng sees a note with a few brief lines written on it. In the dead of night, the ghost of the sea will extend its claws. Unless you possess a light source, you will be dragged into the sea and fall into an endless abyss. Clearly, this serves as a warning. If there is no light source to guard against during the night, one is likely to be attacked by the ghost of the sea. But where can he obtain a light source? A small barbecue grill. No, the smelting furnace. The small barbecue grill burns for too short a time, only lasting 1 or 2 hours, while the smelting furnace can work for a longer time with added materials. He sleeps for about 7 hours, so by calculating this way, as long as he stays awake until just before dawn and turns on the smelting furnace, he can avoid being ambushed by the ghost. At this moment, the smelting is complete. A heavy metal ingot drops from the discharge port of the smelting furnace. Wow, it actually took 4 hours. Lin Feng looks at the sky, which is gradually darkening. After adding materials to the small smelting furnace, Lin Feng decides to continue fishing, planning to sleep when dawn arrives to avoid being attacked by the ghost. He places the seasoned fisherman's spear nearby, ready to attack any ghost that dares to approach. As time passes, the night deepens. While Lin Feng is fishing, he suddenly feels a chilling presence behind him. He turns around, warily, drenched in cold sweat from the sight before him. What the hell? A figure glowing green has appeared on the surface of the sea behind him. Lin Feng cannot make out the figure's features, but feels that it is staring intensely at him. However, it does not come closer because the fire of the smelting furnace has not yet extinguished. With a plop, suddenly a metal ingot drops from the discharge port of the smelting furnace. Lin Feng's heart skips a beat, realizing the danger. If the fire goes out, the ghost will attack him. He swiftly rushes over and chooses to add more materials. In that split second before the fire extinguishes, Lin Feng feels an icy chill, as if he were submerged in the deep sea. With a loud bang, as Lin Feng adds materials, the flames of the smelting furnace ignite instantly. In the glow of the fire, Lin Feng clearly sees that the ghost has climbed onto his wooden raft, extending its cold hand toward him. Fortunately, this thing is afraid of light. As the flames burn, the ghost retreats in fear. Lin Feng feels that in that moment his scalp nearly exploded. Damn it, how can I sleep like this? Although he knows the flames will continue to burn until dawn, Lin Feng currently has no intention of sleeping. Who can endure having a ghost staring at them while they sleep? Unable to take it any longer, let's just get rid of it. A thought arises in Lin Feng's mind. He grips the spear tightly, cautiously approaching the ghost. At a distance of over a meter from the ghost, Lin Feng feels a strong sense of eeriness and cold. The glowing green ghost shows no sign of retreating. Instead, it seems to eagerly anticipate Lin Feng's approach. Lin Feng certainly will not advance. At least he needs to ensure he is within the range of the firelight. Suddenly, he thrusts the spear forward. PFF. He vaguely hears the spear pierce the ghost's body, and the ghost suddenly shatters into countless pieces, sinking to the seabed. Whoa. So it was that simple. Lin Feng breathes a sigh of relief, but just when he thinks he has driven away the ghost, a faint green light gradually rises to the surface of the water. The ghost has reappeared. What the hell? Can't it be killed? Lin Feng's mindset becomes chaotic. It seems that ordinary weapons cannot harm this spirit. Sleep. Impossible. Although Lin Feng is sure that this ghost cannot harm him, he still cannot relax, and fishing it is. Helpless, he can only choose to wait until dawn to sleep. Putting down the spear, Lin Feng picks up the sea fishing rod, trying to calm himself down and continue fishing. Taking advantage of the lull in fish biting, Lin Feng opens the trade channel, planning to sell the sea fish. However, out of 7 or 8 transactions, only 1 is completed. That's right. Others must be encountering ghosts too. Lin Feng instantly realizes that everyone probably has no time to browse the trade channel, as they are likely busy escaping on their wooden rafts. Opening the communication channel, indeed, all messages are cries for help. Help! A ghost is chasing me. Attack it with weapons. It's useless. Attacking the ghost with weapons will only cause it to respawn immediately. What the hell? You still dare to attack this thing? Others clearly do not know how to deal with the ghost. Lin Feng quickly types a message. Light it up. The ghost is afraid of fire. What should I use to light it? I got it, I have torches. It really works. After I lit up my campfire, the ghost stayed. Finally saved. I almost got caught by the ghost several times. Thanks. But but I still dare not sleep. Lin Feng shakes his head. With the ghost keeping watch, he truly cannot sleep soundly. I must find a way to eliminate the ghost. Lin Feng, feeling somewhat irritated, opens the manufacturing workshop and searches for a while, discovering a weapon. Magic Spike Spear 01 Magic Energy Crystal 01. Description: can attack spirit-type enemies, helping you deal with the troubles posed by ghosts. Lin Feng is speechless. This item is good, but he lacks the magic energy crystal and cannot manufacture it. Forget it, let's just survive this night first. Lin Feng helplessly chooses to continue fishing. Time passes by second, and the sky gradually brightens. Finally, that damned ghost disappears as well. Lin Feng yawns, feeling somewhat drowsy. After roasting the 2 caught tunas, he has a hearty meal and lies on the wooden raft preparing to rest and recharge. When Lin Feng woke up, it was already noon. He stretched lazily, feeling a bit of a headache, and opened a bottle of cola, taking several large gulps to wake himself up. In the distance, the island had come much closer, but Lin Feng estimated that at his current speed, it would take at least another day of drifting to reach it. However, he decided to first make an anchor for the boat. He opened the crafting workshop. Lin Feng first used grass bundles and metal pieces to create 6 strands of grass rope and 2 iron nails. Small anchor metal ingots, 33 grass rope, 66 iron nails, 22 wood, 33. All materials are ready. At one end of the raft, Lin Feng chose to manufacture. As the materials disappeared, a wooden stake appeared at the edge of the raft, followed by coils of grass rope, and finally a metal anchor hung at the end of the rope. Although it looked a bit rough, it should be very practical. Lin Feng smiled slightly and turned to the large-capacity barbecue grill, preparing to grill the 2 octopuses left over from yesterday. As he placed the items on the grill, he noticed that supplies from the ocean were approaching. Beautiful. Lin Feng picked up his fishing rod and as usual began to hook the supplies. Acquired wood X1. Acquired grass ball X1. Acquired lucky small barrel X1. With a bang, Lin Feng skillfully opened the lid of the wooden barrel. You have opened a lucky small barrel X1. Acquired grass ball X3. Acquired metal piece X3. Acquired stone X1. Acquired ghost radio X1. Ghost radio? Such a thing existed. This was a palm-sized radio that looked very old and even had some rust on it. Ghost radio description: it emits sounds when a spirit comes close, occasionally transmitting words you can understand. A perfect tool for keeping you alert at night. Oh, it can be used as an alarm. Lin Feng laughed. This thing was simply too practical. However, looking at the radio, Lin Feng felt a chill. Who knows what bizarre things those spirits might say. After finishing gathering the supplies, Lin Feng also took a moment to look for sharks, as shark fins taste quite good. There were no signs of sharks in the sea, but there seemed to be a raft approaching from a distance. Have I encountered other players? Lin Feng quickly thought about the consequences of meeting other players. The best outcome would be to form an alliance. Having an extra helper is never a bad thing. It's also possible that the 2 of them simply pass by each other without provoking one another. The worst outcome would be a conflict between the 2 sides fighting over each other's supplies. In such a harsh environment, Lin Feng would never easily trust anyone. Oh, it's quite common for players to engage in fierce battles when everyone is struggling to fill their stomachs. Thinking of this, Lin Feng tightened his grip on the spear, ready to defend against any potential threats. However, as the raft across gradually approached, he surprisingly did not see any players on it. Oh, could it be a raft left behind by a dead player? He wondered, picking up a small paddle and rowing towards the empty raft. Finally, he saw clearly. There was indeed someone on the raft, but the person was sleeping, which made it hard to see from it. What a carefree person. Bang! The 2 rafts gently bumped into each other, and Lin Feng then saw that the person sleeping on the raft was a girl. She wore a light blue dress, her long hair sprawled across the smooth surface of the raft, and she had a shell hairpin on her head. Familiar. It can't be. Song Xinling, right? My. Seemingly hearing someone call her name, the girl suddenly frowned and sat up. As she looked up, she saw the familiar boy staring at her in a daze. You? Lin Feng. Hey, why are you sleeping on the raft in broad daylight? Lin Feng hurriedly dropped the spear in his hand and shrugged, saying, Don't be nervous, I was just worried about encountering pirates who might rob me. Song Xinling nodded vigorously, but still focused her gaze on the sharp spear. It was easy to understand who wouldn't be startled to suddenly wake up and see someone holding a spear in front of them. If she had fully woken up, she would have definitely screamed. System prompt: would you like to form an alliance? Explanation: forming an alliance means you will work together to face all dangers in the future. If you agree, the rafts will automatically merge. Lin Feng was momentarily taken aback. He looked at Song Xinling and found her expression somewhat dazed. She had likely received the same system message. The 2 of them already knew each other as classmates from Jiangxing University. She came from a wealthy family and had excellent grades, living in a completely different world from Lin Feng, who was a poor orphan. Of course, Lin Feng had deliberately noticed this girl, as she liked to wear dresses and always carried that shell-shaped hairpin. So when he saw the sleeping Song Xinling, he immediately recognized her. In the dangerous world of the game, encountering an acquaintance was far better than meeting a stranger. Lin Feng did not reject the idea of forming an alliance, but he did not speak first, instead watching the girl waiting for her choice. In a situation like this, he didn't believe that Song Xinling would refuse. Sure enough, after a few seconds, the girl hesitantly asked, "Alliance? Then let's form an alliance." Lin Feng nodded, though his expression still appeared to be considering. "I won't hold." Song Xinling pointed to her raft. "Among the players in this world, I have developed quite well. I have a barbecue grill, a water purifier, and food. I have all these supplies." Of course, if she saw Lin Feng's resources, she wouldn't think she was doing so well. Lin Feng contemplated for a moment, selected to form an alliance with Song Xinling in the game system, and a beam of light appeared between their rafts. In the next moment, the two rafts were connected. "You agreed?" Song Xinling was clearly surprised. In this vast ocean, she finally had someone to rely on. Although she wasn't very familiar with Lin Feng, at least she knew he was a relatively upright person. So she felt more at ease forming an alliance with him. "You haven't eaten yet, right? I'll treat you to grilled octopus. I am indeed a little hungry." Lin Feng led Song Xinling to the large-capacity barbecue grill. At this point, the grilled octopus was fully cooked. He took out a portion of grilled octopus and offered it to Song Xinling, only to find the girl looking at him in shock. "Am I ugly?" Lin Feng felt a bit insecure. "No, I didn't mean that. I was just wondering how you managed to develop so well in such a short time." Lin Feng's raft had an area of 6 by 6, and on this large raft, there were even more advanced barbecue grills, water purifiers, fishing rods, and growing tomatoes. "It's unbelievable." In her understanding, it was impossible for anyone to develop to this extent. Oh no. Suddenly an octopus was forcibly stuffed into Song Xinling's mouth. "Eat first." Lin Feng shook his head and casually handed her a bottle of cola. "Wow, so delicious." Lin Feng knew that Song Xinling's attention would soon be focused on the food in her mouth. The food from the large-capacity barbecue grill was even more delectable. However, she did not eat like Lin Feng, who devoured his food ravenously. Even though she was quite hungry, she still ate the grilled octopus in her hands delicately. Such a little lady. A feast for the eyes. In this apocalyptic world, having a school beauty like her accompany him was indeed a luxurious enjoyment. Of course, this amount of food was not enough. Lin Feng swiftly finished his grilled octopus and picked up the sea fishing rod to continue fishing. Song Xinling was unsure of what to do, so she came to Lin Feng's side to keep him company. The scene was exceptionally warm. Suddenly, the fishing float sank. "Something's caught." Lin Feng yanked the sea fishing rod with force. Bang! A tuna was flung onto the raft. "Tuna." Song Xinling looked at Lin Feng in astonishment, shocked by his fishing skills. In less than 10 minutes, Lin Feng had caught a plump tuna, while it had taken her a long time to barely catch a small fish before. Her originally slender figure had become even thinner after arriving in this world. "It's quite easy, why don't you?" Lin Feng saw that Song Xinling had finished her grilled octopus, and since she had nothing else to do, he handed her the seasoned fisherman's sea fishing rod. "I'm afraid my skills aren't good." "No worries, just give it a try. This sea fishing rod is really easy to use." Song Xinling took the fishing rod and skillfully cast the hook into the sea. "I'll leave this to you. I'm going to dismantle the excess items." Song Xinling nodded, trusting Lin Feng somewhat. At least in her impression, this slightly unfamiliar classmate seemed fairly upright. Lin Feng picked up a small hammer and got busy. He needed to dismantle the 2 extra small barbecue grills and a small water purifier to recycle materials, and then he would expand the raft. Bang, 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 bang. With each strike of the small hammer on the small water purifier, with a loud bang, the purifier turned into a pile of recyclable materials. Dismantled the small water purifier, obtained wood X1, metal piece X1. After collecting the materials, Lin Feng started to dismantle the 2 small barbecue grills. Dismantled the small barbecue grill, obtained metal piece X2, wood X2. Dismantled the small barbecue grill, obtained metal piece X1, wood X3. After tidying up the few materials, Lin Feng nodded in satisfaction. The raft was much tidier now. The next step was, of course, to expand the raft. Lin Feng's raft was 6 by 6 in size, while Song Xinling's original raft was 3 by 3. After expansion, it would become 6 by 9. After preparing the materials, Lin Feng began to get busy. Before long, the raft expansion was complete. Lin Feng looked at the more spacious raft, smiled slightly, and turned to see how many fish Song Xinling had caught. What the heck? A natural talent. Lin Feng had thought Song Xinling would only catch 2 or 3 fish at most, but there were actually 8 fish neatly laid out on the deck of the raft beside her. This efficiency was at least double his own. Song Xinling turned around and saw Lin Feng's surprised expression, smiling shyly. "I only caught this much, but your sea fishing rod is really good. I actually thought I caught too few fish." Lin Feng coughed awkwardly and smiled. "You did well. From now on, fishing will be your responsibility." "I will definitely do my best." Lin Feng nodded heavily. He realized he had struck gold. Originally thinking he had just picked up a little beauty, he never expected that she was actually a natural talent. With her fishing, he wouldn't have to worry about food anymore. Let's take a break. Ooh, I'll grill the fish. Let me try. Song Xinling put down the sea fishing rod, eager to use the large-capacity barbecue grill to make grilled fish. Lin Feng suddenly felt that after she came he seemed to have nothing to do, which was good. You can give it a try. Oh, it's getting dark. I'll make a bonfire for light and warmth tonight. After adding fuel to the large-capacity barbecue grill, Lin Feng found a spot in the center of the raft and began to create a bonfire. He opened the crafting workshop and first crafted 2 portions of charcoal. At this moment, all the materials were complete. Stone bonfire wood, 11 stone, 44 charcoal, 22. With the materials disappearing, Lin Feng quickly crafted the stone bonfire. Stone bonfire description: can be used for warmth, requires wood as fuel. 1 piece of wood can burn for an hour. Lin Feng directly added 10 pieces of wood, which would keep the flame burning until tomorrow morning, ensuring that the damned ghost couldn't approach him. With a loud bang, the flames ignited. Lin Feng stretched out his hand to warm himself by the fire, feeling extremely cozy. Lin Feng, the tuna is ready. Oh, not bad. Lin Feng took the grilled tuna that Song Xinling handed over, feeling that the taste was even better than his own grilled fish, and the aroma was much richer. Indeed, she was a natural talent. Lin Feng smiled contentedly and shared the last bottle of cola with Song Xinling while he poured himself a bowl of fresh water. With a ravenous appetite, Lin Feng quickly devoured 2 portions of grilled tuna, while Song Xinling, as usual, ate very carefully. However, this was also good. If Lin Feng found out that the school beauty he admired was just as sloppy as he might start to doubt life. What about the leftover food? Of course, sell it. Lin Feng smiled slightly and opened the trading channel, directly listing the other 4 grilled tunas for sale. In less than 3 minutes, the food was sold out and Lin Feng received some wood and grass bundles. Next, the long night was about to arrive. Will the ghost appear again? I didn't sleep all night yesterday because I was afraid of it. Don't worry, with the bonfire here the ghost won't come near us. Song Xinling nodded, but she was clearly still a bit worried, occasionally glancing timidly around. Lin Feng also found it strange. It was already quite late, yet he hadn't noticed any sign of the ghost. Could it be that thing doesn't appear every day? That would be best if the ghost is here. I really can't dare to sleep. Lin Feng nodded. Not to mention Song Xinling, even he hadn't slept the previous night and had managed to hold out until early the next morning. Although he wasn't extremely terrified, he was always cautious and worried that the fire would quietly go out. If he fell asleep and the ghost dragged him into the sea, he would drown, and that would be too distressing. Lin Feng, listen, what's that sound? Suddenly Song Xinling seemed startled and sat up. Zizi, zizi, zizi. Hungry. Zizi. Lin Feng heard it, a series of eerie sounds, hoarse, fleeting, and somewhat chilling. What was most alarming was that the sound seemed to be coming from somewhere on the wooden raft. Had a ghost climbed aboard? Lin Feng quickly got up and surveyed his surroundings. There's no ghost. The sound appeared again. Zizi. The smell of the living. Zizi. The taste of the living. Hungry. Hearing this series of strange sounds, Lin Feng felt his scalp tingle, and at that moment a sobbing sound came from beside him. A low muffled sob, barely audible. In that instant Lin Feng was drenched in cold sweat. This was definitely a female ghost. He forced himself to calm down, looking down, and was instantly thrown into chaos. It turned out that the low muffled sobbing was not from a ghost, but from Song Xinling. She was actually scared to tears. It's okay, I'm here with you. She seemed to be unable to hear anything else, just huddling close to the fire, anxiously staring in one direction as if there were a ghost there. Lin Feng looked in that direction and suddenly realized, what the hell? A ghost radio. He understood. It turned out those sounds were all coming from the ghost radio. Lin Feng breathed a sigh of relief, squatted down, patted Song Xinling's shoulder, and explained, the sounds are from that ghost radio. You don't have to be afraid. Can it be turned off? Song Xinling asked, perhaps feeling a bit safer due to Lin Feng's presence. It's too terrifying. If we turn it off. At that moment Lin Feng realized that this radio was indeed a trap. When he first acquired it he checked, and the ghost radio had no switch. It seems it can't be turned off. Why? Please turn it off. Lin Feng moved closer to Song Xinling, putting his arm around her shoulders. Explaining that the wretched radio had no switch was meaningless. Calming the girl's fears was the priority. Unexpectedly, when Lin Feng put his arm around her shoulders, Song Xinling started crying even harder. Lin Feng was stunned. What was going on? Look over there. Song Xinling said with a choked voice, struggling to point to the edge of the wooden raft. Lin Feng was suddenly startled. What the hell? Ghosts? 2 of them. Lin Feng was speechless. So these ghosts were assigned by head count. It's okay, as long as there's firelight those 2 won't dare come close. While Lin Feng was comforting Song Xinling, the ghost radio next to them emitted a series of eerie and terrifying. The smell of the living. Hungry. Eat them. Lin Feng opened his mouth. How could he compete with the 2 ghostly mouths? Song Xinling didn't calm down. Instead, she cried even harder. He was internally collapsing. He was currently enduring 3 layers of horror: the terrifying ghostly wails, the continuous sobbing, and the glowing ghosts. Life was devoid of hope. Until the sky gradually brightened, the ghosts disappeared, the sounds from the ghost radio faded, and Song Xinling's sobbing ceased. The girl's head rested against Lin Feng's chest, and he could even hear her gradually calming breaths slowing down. The little ancestor cried herself out and finally fell asleep. Lin Feng maintained this position, feeling that Song Xinling had fallen into a deep sleep, and gently laid her down flat on the wooden raft. Rubbing his temples, Lin Feng felt a bit dizzy, probably due to exhaustion from the night before. Suddenly, he realized something extremely important. What the hell? The blind box. I forgot to claim yesterday's blind box. Lin Feng panicked. He immediately opened the blind box system and quickly received a notification. Yesterday's blind box not claimed, player must claim within 24 hours. Huh. Fortunately, I can still claim it. Lin Feng chose to claim both days' blind boxes at once. Daily blind box, draw successful. I-57. Obtain seafood package blind box X1. Daily blind box, draw successful. 67. Obtained brilliant crystal blind box X1. In Lin Feng's hands, 2 cardboard packages appeared instantly. The larger one was the seafood package blind box, while the smaller one was more exquisite, the brilliant crystal blind box. Checking the introduction. Seafood package blind box. Level quality grade. Description: 30 chance to obtain small sea fish, 30 chance to obtain small shrimp, 30 chance to obtain small seaweed, 10 chance to obtain tuna. Brilliant crystal blind box. Level quality grade. Description: 45 chance to obtain magic energy crystal, 45 chance to obtain blood grind crystal, 10 chance to obtain demon god crystal. These are all good things. It didn't really matter what the seafood blind box would yield, as long as it was food, it could be sold for a good price. As for the brilliant crystal blind box, Lin Feng recalled his experiences from last night, firmly believing that no matter how rare or important the demon god crystal was, he didn't care. What he needed now was a magic energy crystal. If he didn't create the magic spike spear today, he would be tormented to death by the ghosts. Open the blind box. Lin Feng even made a semblance of a prayer before choosing to open the blind box. In the next moment, both packages opened simultaneously. You open the seafood package blind box, obtain small shrimp X50. You open the brilliant crystal blind box, obtain magic energy crystal X10. Awesome. Magic energy crystal. My precious magic energy crystals. Seeing the magic energy crystals appear, Lin Feng was almost moved to tears. He quickly gathered the magic energy crystals, opened the manufacturing workshop, and directly searched for the manufacturing blueprint of the magic spike spear. Magic spike spear 01 magic energy crystal 11. Lin Feng prepared the materials to manufacture the spike spear, and in less than a minute a spike spear was complete. After about 3 minutes, a spike spear embedded with magic energy crystals appeared in Lin Feng's hand. It looked rough and simple, but it was a treasure capable of harming spiritual beings. He didn't use the other 9 magic energy crystals, but stored them in his backpack. He guessed that the magic energy crystals would certainly have greater uses in the future. Lin Feng. My. When Lin Feng looked down, Song Xinling had actually woken up. Why did you only sleep for such a short while? I'm a bit hungry again. At that moment, she suddenly saw a large pile of small shrimp beside Lin Feng, which had appeared without her noticing. Where did all these small shrimp come from? Never mind that, get up and grill the small shrimp to eat. Lin Feng said, nonchalantly, smiling slightly as he lit the large-capacity barbecue grill. Song Xinling busily tended to the barbecue grill while Lin Feng enjoyed the sea breeze, scanning the surroundings. The island was getting closer, and Lin Feng estimated that in 2 to 3 hours they would be able to reach the island to gather supplies. Taking advantage of the time, he emptied his backpack of excess supplies, leaving only some gathering tools. At that moment, a cheerful voice from behind caught his attention. The small shrimp is ready. Lin Feng turned around to see Song Xinling offering him a grilled shrimp, the fragrant aroma instantly filling his nostrils. If he didn't control himself, his saliva would definitely start to flow. Removing the shrimp head, Lin Feng took a bite. The crispy shell paired with the tender, juicy shrimp meat was simply delightful. I must say your cooking skills are truly outstanding. Lin Feng gave a thumbs up, genuinely impressed. Song Xinling smiled happily, her cheeks flushing slightly. Suddenly, her bright eyes gazed into the distance. Look, supplies are here. Supplies? Lin Feng looked over and indeed spotted the supplies. Let's get to work. Stuffing another grilled shrimp into his mouth, he rushed to the edge of the raft with his fishing rod. To his delight, Lin Feng discovered 2 lucky small barrels among today's supplies. So the rewards are distributed per person. Lin Feng smiled. The decision to form an alliance was indeed wise. With 2 people allied, their ocean supplies would double, while the number of items needed to build would significantly decrease. For instance, items like the barbecue grill, water purifier, and boat anchor only required 1 of each to build on a raft. Swinging his fishing rod, Lin Feng perfectly hooked the lucky small barrels. Wow, you're amazing. This scene was quite ordinary for Lin Feng, but Song Xinling beside him looked on with. In her amazement, Lin Feng had already pulled the first lucky small barrel back onto the raft. On his second cast, Lin Feng struck again. In her amazement, Lin Feng had already pulled the first lucky small barrel back onto the raft. On his second cast, Lin Feng struck again. Let's open it. After pulling back the second lucky small barrel, Lin Feng set it down in front of Song Xinling. The girl carefully opened the lids of both barrels. Bang, bang. Your teammate opened lucky small barrels X2. Gained wood X4. Gained metal sheets X8. Gained plastic sheets X6. Gained lemons X2. Gained pink baseball cap X1. Gained wooden backpack manufacturing blueprint X1. Why is there a pink baseball cap? Song Xinling asked, a hint of confusion in her voice. Try it on. Lin Feng immediately thought that the pink baseball cap would suit Song Xinling perfectly, placing it on her head. Indeed, it looked fresh and unique. Pink baseball cap description: looks good, provides sun protection, a great item to enhance appearance. Though this item had little practical value, Lin Feng was quite satisfied. He felt that the fatigue from staying up late the night before vanished the moment he saw Song Xinling wearing the pink baseball cap. It looked good, so pleasing to the eye. Seeing Lin Feng's appreciative gaze, Song Xinling's face turned red. However, it was clear she genuinely liked the cap and was reluctant to take it off. Let's hurry and gather the other supplies. Ahem. Okay. Lin Feng hurriedly nodded, awkwardly smiling as he picked up the fishing rod to continue his work. Song Xinling was also busy. She used a rough fishing rod to hook some nearby supplies, while Lin Feng worked beside her. About half an hour later, all the supplies were collected. Song Xinling continued grilling small shrimp, while Lin Feng studied the manufacturing blueprint he had just. Wooden backpack, wood 44 grass ball, 22 grass rope 02 explanation. A backpack, made of wood though simple in appearance, can hold some items, and has 3 storage compartments, each capable of holding 20 identical items, totaling 60 units of capacity. Although this item had a small capacity, he could temporarily make one for Song Xinling to use. Once they landed on the island without a backpack, they would have to transport supplies back and forth to the raft, wasting time and being inefficient. Thinking of this, Lin Feng began preparing various materials. The 2 grass ropes were completed in less than a minute, and there were plenty of wood and grass balls. Lin Feng nodded in satisfaction and chose to manufacture. As the materials vanished, he quickly ended up with a backpack made of wooden planks. You can use this wooden backpack temporarily when we land on the island. Song Xinling nodded, seemingly in a particularly good mood because she received a beautiful hat. Even while cooking, she hummed a pop song tune. The pleasant sound flowed into Lin Feng's ears like a gentle stream, making him feel quite comfortable. Come and eat the small shrimp I just grilled. The girl turned around briskly, her fair fingers holding out a grilled small shrimp. Lin Feng took a bite and felt almost intoxicated. Hey, did you eat the shrimp head? Ahem. It's good for calcium. Eating shrimp heads can provide calcium. Lin Feng nodded heavily. Though what you said sounds quite reasonable, I'd rather not eat the shrimp head. Song Xinling looked thoughtful, actually believing Lin Feng's nonsense. He quickly shook his head and said, I don't think I lack calcium either. Saying this, he pulled off the head of another grilled shrimp and offered it to Song Xinling. The girl smiled slightly and softly said, thank you, happily stuffing the small shrimp into her mouth, clearly enjoying it. Gradually, the raft approached the island. Having eaten enough, Lin Feng picked up a small paddle to adjust their course to avoid drifting past the island. Song Xinling, meanwhile, strapped on the wooden backpack and cheerfully prepared to land on the island, knowing she hadn't been on solid ground for a long time. Bang! With a slight impact, the raft reached the shore. Lin Feng lowered the anchor to secure the raft and took Song Xinling onto the island. The island was not large, but the resources were abundant, featuring sandy beaches, reefs, and various plants, suggesting they could gather plenty of useful items. Since Song Xinling's backpack only had 3 compartments, Lin Feng said to her, you are responsible for collecting grass balls and sand, as these are easy to gather and require little effort. Sand? What do we need sand for? The girl furrowed her brows in confusion. Although I don't know what sand is used for right now, let's collect some first. It might be used to make concrete in the future. Song Xinling nodded thoughtfully. Are you going to build houses on the raft? Lin Feng nodded. Exactly. It can be used to build houses. It would be great if we could build a big villa. Upon arriving at the island, Lin Feng initially worked alongside Song Xinling, discovering that there were no dangers present on the island, and the two then separated to gather resources. He dug into the soil with a small stone shovel on the lush green grass. Acquired soil X1. Acquired soil X1. Soil is a good thing. Ooh, I should plant more crops later. With this thought in mind, Lin Feng worked energetically and quickly collected 20 portions of soil. Next, he switched to a small stone axe and began chopping down the large trees on the island. Bang, 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 bang. Acquired wood X3. Acquired wood X2. 2 hours later, Lin Feng had cut down all the trees on the island, collecting a total of 60 pieces of wood, which took up 1/3 of his backpack space. Lin Feng planned to use the remaining space to store stones. With each strike of his small stone pickaxe against the rocks by the beach, he obtained many stones. Bang, 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 bang. Acquired stone x2. Acquired stone x3. Acquired Oh, there are oysters here. Lin Feng looked down closely and discovered that some of the rocks were covered with oysters. Oysters are not only delicious, but also highly nutritious. Today I'll have her roast oysters for me. With a slight smile, Lin Feng collected stones while also picking oysters. After 2 hours, he had gathered 20 portions of stones and 8 oysters, just enough for a meal. At this point, Lin Feng's backpack was already full and the sky was gradually getting darker. He found Song Xinling and called her to return to the raft to rest. However, when Lin Feng arrived at the raft, he was astonished to find that the entire raft was piled high with sand and grass balls, leaving almost no space to step on. My goodness, you're really capable. He turned back in surprise to look at the girl behind him. These things are relatively easy to collect, and besides, building a big villa requires a lot of concrete, right? That's true. Naturally, more resources are always better. Lin Feng didn't blame her, he was just shocked by Song Xinling's capability. Unexpectedly, she appeared delicate, but was just as capable as him when it came to work. Lin Feng smiled slightly, took out the oysters from his backpack, and said to Song Xinling, I found something good today, I'll come and take a look. Wow, oysters. Oysters are my favorite seafood. The oysters that Lin Feng collected were indeed what Song Xinling would love. Watching the girl rush to the large-capacity grill with 8 oysters in her arms, she busily roasted the oysters, while Lin Feng sat down, starting to think about how to manage the resources on the raft. Selling them was unnecessary. Even if he were to sell, he would need to exchange them for some useful resources. For now, these things could be temporarily stored. However, leaving them scattered on the raft was definitely not a good idea. It looked messy, and finding things would be difficult. Let's see if there are any storage boxes. Lin Feng opened the manufacturing workshop interface and searched for storage items. Soon he found the manufacturing blueprint for the wooden storage box. Wooden storage box, wood, 66 metal sheet, 44 iron nail. 04 description, can be used for storage with 9 compartments, each able to hold 40 units, totaling 360 storage units. Oh, this is good. Lin Feng decided to make 2 wooden storage boxes, one for basic resources and the other for rare resources. He first spent some time making 8 iron nails, then selected a location and chose to manufacture. As the materials vanished, a wooden storage box taller than a person was completed. Its only drawback was its size. However, placing 2 boxes side by side could serve as a table. Moments later, the second wooden storage box was also completed. Lin Feng sorted the various resources scattered on the ground and stuffed them into the storage boxes. Now the raft looked much tidier. At this moment, Song Xinling's roasted oysters were also ready. She brought one over excitedly, handing it to Lin Feng. Quick, taste it. The oysters will be bad if they cool down. The tender and juicy oyster was swallowed by Lin Feng in one bite, the natural fresh flavor dancing on his taste buds, indescribable. It tastes amazing. With Lin Feng's praise, Song Xinling beamed. Although the oysters taste good, I'm afraid they won't fill our stomachs enough. With only 8 oysters, each of them could only eat 4 and wouldn't be full. Fishing. That was certainly an option, but after a long day, Lin Feng felt a bit lazy to move and didn't want to make Song Xinling work. Hey, quick look. The tomatoes are ripe. Hearing Song Xinling's voice, Lin Feng hurriedly turned to look at the mini farm. Indeed, on the green tomato vines, several big red tomatoes had already grown. Quick, pick them. Song Xinling could hardly wait. She ran to the mini farm, gleefully picking a tomato and handing it to Lin Feng. This tomato was larger than a fist, and taking a bite revealed it to be sweet and juicy, satisfying both hunger and thirst. Song Xinling also picked one, tasted it, and smiled brightly. This tomato is much sweeter than the ones I've eaten before. Of course, the things you eat in the city are grown with chemical fertilizers and pesticides. How can they compare to this? The 2 of them each ate 1 tomato. Lin Feng also picked the remaining 3, watering the tomato plants again. As for fertilizer, Lin Feng didn't have any spoiled food yet, so he didn't apply any for now. Next, they would face a long night again. Lin Feng added fuel to the campfire and said to Song Xinling, Tonight we don't have to worry about ghosts. Really? But I still hope the ghosts don't come. There shouldn't be any ghosts around the island, right? Lin Feng smiled slightly. In any case, even if the ghosts come, we need not fear. As soon as he finished speaking, a series of eerie sounds echoed through the night. Sizzle. The taste of the living. Sizzle. Hungry. Song Xinling leaned tightly against Lin Feng, nervously staring at the ghostly radio. At this moment, Lin Feng took out the magic spike spear from his backpack, the embedded magic energy crystal emitting a faint ghostly glow. Come, they are coming. Song Xinling nervously stared at a certain point on the surface of the sea, biting her lip. Lin Feng grasped her small hand, trying to make her feel safe. With his other hand, the magic spike spear was thrust towards the approaching ghost. Thud! A flash of green light. The glowing ghost suddenly exploded into a cloud of fragments. Sizzle. It hurts, so painful. So painful. Dead, and unexpectedly the ghost had perished instantly after Lin Feng stabbed it once. And moreover, 3 faintly glowing green orbs surfaced upon the sea where it fell. Lin Feng paid no mind to what those objects were. Gripping his magic barbed spear, he advanced toward the second ghost. Yet, just then the specter abruptly drifted backward, away from him. Afraid, NZZT. Terrifying, terrifying. And the ghost's voice crackled from the ghost radio. Lin Feng stared in astonishment. He hadn't expected these phantoms to possess fear. If you're afraid, why don't you vanish immediately? In with one hand, holding Song Xinling steady, and the other gripping the magic barbed spear, Lin Feng curled his lips into a cold, disdainful smile. I'll count to 3. If you haven't disappeared from my sight by then. I'm leaving, right now. And before Lin Feng could even utter the first number, the ghost fled swiftly into the distance. Trembling static poured from the ghost radio, and terrifying. Far too terrifying. Flee for your life. Lin Feng laughed. So even ghosts can be cowards. He hasn't gone far. Lin Feng followed Song Xinling's pointing finger, and sure enough the ghost hovered motionless some 10 meters away, its dim green silhouette barely visible beneath the night sky. Still unwilling to surrender. Today I'll slay this ghost without fail. A glacial smile flickered across Lin Feng's face as he bent down and retrieved the 3 faintly glowing green objects floating beside the raft. Obtained Ghost Shard 3. Indescription, rare material used in crafting magical artifacts. Hold on tight. And you? What are you about to do? Hunt the ghost. At those words, Song Xinling's mouth fell wide open. You're hunting a ghost? Who asked it to linger so stubbornly? Lin Feng seized a small wooden oar and began rowing vigorously. The raft glided steadily toward the ghost's position. At that moment, the ghost radio emitted a low crackling sound. Z. It's coming. Flee for your life. And each time the raft drew nearer, the ghost drifted farther away, reluctant to engage yet unable to abandon its defiance entirely. This won't do. Craft another oar, quickly, so we can row together. Song Xinling's thoughts scattered into chaos. And she'd never imagined a day when she'd chase a ghost across the open sea. It was utterly chilling. And though deeply reluctant under Lin Feng's repeated urging, she forged a second oar and joined him at the stern, rowing side by side. The raft surged forward with renewed speed, and the ghost visibly panicked. Yet, even now, they still couldn't close the gap. Damn it. This ghost deliberately toying with me. In failing to overtake it, Lin Feng grew increasingly frustrated, until suddenly a thought struck him. It must already be well past midnight, past 12 o'clock. That meant the daily blind box reward was now available. Opening a blind box might yield an item capable of subduing the ghost. You keep rowing. What are you doing? I'll dive in and pursue it myself. You've lost your mind. Before Song Xinling could react, Lin Feng plunged headfirst into the sea. With a sharp splash, he vanished beneath the waves. Song Xinling was utterly thrown into panic. Lin Feng. Where are you, Lin Feng? Come back, now. Submerged beneath the surface, Lin Feng heard none of her cries. In truth, he'd merely dived to open the blind box unseen, out of her line of sight. Blind box system activated. Weekly Supreme Blind Box, draw successful. 77 obtained Iron Drum Robot Blind Box 1. An enormous wooden crate materialized instantly in Lin Feng's hands. Already gasping for air, he shot upward, bursting through the surface, and hurled the crate onto the raft before scrambling aboard himself. Song Xinling stared at Lin Feng in stunned silence, then shifted her gaze to the massive crate. Where did this come from? While diving, I happened upon this crate underwater, and hauled it up, Lin Feng replied with a smug, practiced grin. Inwardly, however, he skimmed the system notification scrolling across his consciousness. Iron Drum Robot Blind Box and rank Exalted. Description: 50 chance to obtain Iron Drum Unit No. 1 of 30 for Unit No. 2, 20 for Unit No. 3. Exalted rank, excellent. Yet the description revealed nothing about each unit's unique capabilities. Worse still, robots seemed incapable of harming ghosts. No matter, I'll open it and see for myself. Lin Feng tore open the crate, and instantly the system chimed in. You have opened the Iron Drum Robot Blind Box. Obtained Iron Drum Unit No. 2-1. A heavy metallic robot appeared on the raft in a flash. Its entire body gleamed with polished steel, a stout spherical iron drum crowned with a comically simple blocky metal head, and fitted with articulated arms and legs extending from its sides and base. Good heavens, you actually fished up a robot. Song Xinling realized with dawning awe that every moment spent beside Lin Feng brimmed with astonishing surprises. Approaching the machine, Lin Feng inspected its attributes. An Iron Drum Unit No. 2 in description, a model from the Iron Drum series. engineered for exceptional propulsion and high-speed mobility capable of executing complex tasks with remarkable efficiency. High speed, Lin Feng smiled. And so the ghost thought it could run, and let it run, until it ran out of breath. Iron Drum Unit No. 2. At your service, sir. Row. Chase down that ghost. As ordered, An Instant Unit No. 2 strode heavily to the stern, seized 2 oars, and began rowing, its arms a blur spinning like turbine blades. Lin Feng stood frozen in amazement. This speed rivaled a sports car. NAS Unit No. 2 rowed the raft, surged forward, cutting through waves with thunderous force, straight toward the ghost's eerie green glow. Too fast. Na's startled cry pierced the wind. Lin Feng turned, and there she was, Song Xinling's long hair whipping wildly behind her, lifted aloft by the gale. This was no longer a raft, it was a speedboat. Lin Feng gripped the magic barbed spear tightly, standing tall at the bow, wind whipping his face, waves surging beneath him. As he charged headlong, Zing! Help! Save me! Amid the roaring wind, Lin Feng heard the ghost radio shriek in abject terror. The ghost's pace lagged clearly behind. Lin Feng tightened his grip on the spear, closed the distance, and thrust with lethal precision. Shunk. The phantom exploded into shimmering fragments as the spear pierced its rear. Obtained Ghost Shard 1. Obtained Ghost Shard 1. Obtained Ghost Shard 1. Haha. Mission accomplished. Ecstatic, Lin Feng turned, only to find Song Xinling on the verge of complete. In the deep of night, Lin Feng grilled for freshly caught tuna. Beside him, Song Xinling's face was pale, as she had not yet recovered from the thrill of the moment. Shall we eat something first? You go ahead, I'll take my time. How long would that take? The tuna would be unappetizing if it got cold. At that moment, he suddenly heard a disgruntled growl from the girl's stomach. Though the sound was faint, it resonated clearly in the quiet night. It seemed she was still hungry. Lin Feng smiled slightly and began to talk to himself. Oh dear, I'm hungry too. The feeling of an empty stomach is truly uncomfortable. Look at this grilled tuna, it smells so good that I'm about to drool. I heard that if you go too long without eating, you can easily get a stomach ulcer. A friend of mine suffered from stomach pains because he didn't eat when hungry. He's fine, he has painkillers to take. But in this godforsaken place, if I get sick, there won't be any medicine available. Suddenly, he turned his head and said seriously to Song Xinling, if I ever fall ill one day, just throw me into the sea. Don't feel sorry for me, otherwise I'll rot on this raft. Hearing this, Song Xinling shivered slightly. What will you do if I die? Guess. Lin Feng revealed a mischievous smile, teasingly looking at the girl. Clearly his earlier words made Song Xinling a bit uncomfortable, but at least she was willing to talk now. Give me a... It's not cold yet. Lin Feng laughed and happily handed a grilled tuna to Song Xinling. After eating, although Song Xinling was still a bit angry after almost a night of hustle, she was tired and unknowingly drifted into a dream. Lin Feng lay on the raft, feeling the temperature gradually drop, and looked at the sleeping girl with concern. Dressing so thinly, I'll need to make a bed and blankets later. As he pondered, Lin Feng gradually fell into... Lin Feng, wake up. It's time to eat. In his dream, Lin Feng heard someone calling him. As he opened his eyes, he saw Song Xinling approaching him with a grilled tuna. Huh, so eager. Lin Feng felt warmth in his heart and quickly took the grilled tuna, wolfing it down without much decorum. While eating, he asked, You're not trying to ask me for something, are you? The girl thought for a moment and suddenly smiled. Let's build a big villa on the raft together. Lin Feng was speechless. How could she still be thinking about a big villa? How could he possibly create a villa for Song Xinling on this desolate sea? However, he thought, while a big villa couldn't be built immediately, a cabin could still be constructed. With a cabin, the iron bucket No. 2 wouldn't be blown around by the strong winds while rowing. Lin Feng quickly finished his food and said to Song Xinling, The big villa will have to wait, but we can start making the cabin first. Song Xinling nodded. Actually, to me, having a cabin is like having a big villa. I will help you build the cabin. I checked the workshop. We need a lot of wood and metal sheets to construct the cabin. The problem is, where do we get so much? Lin Feng smiled slightly and glanced at the nearby island. That's not an issue. Let's head towards the island. There are some resources we can gather there. I'll have iron bucket No. 2 transport the gathered materials back to the raft. And what about me? What should I do? Fish. Lin Feng had no doubt about Song Xinling's fishing efficiency. While he collected materials from the island, she would definitely catch plenty of fish. Later, they could trade the surplus for wood and metal sheets to construct the cabin. After explaining his plan to Song Xinling, the girl nodded in satisfaction and gave Lin Feng a thumbs up. This plan is fantastic. After they finished eating, the two of them got busy. Iron bucket No. 2 rowed the raft beside the island, and Lin Feng climbed onto the island with it, while Song Xinling had already begun fishing. Lin Feng quickly gathered materials, and once he had collected enough of the same type, 20 units, he instructed Iron Bucket No. 2 to move them back to the raft. After several hours of effort, Lin Feng was already drenched in sweat, having almost exhausted the resources on the... But just as Lin Feng was about to have Iron Bucket No. 2 continue transporting, it suddenly stopped, and said to Lin Feng, "Iron bucket no. 2. Low battery warning, battery below 20 needs charging." "What? Out of power. How do we charge it?" "Iron bucket no. 2 replied, "It needs to be charged at a charging station, and each charge takes 12 hours. Lin Feng was speechless. Where was he supposed to find a charging station? Putting down his work, Lin Feng sat on the ground, checking the manufacturing workshop interface, but he found no blueprint for making a charging station. It seemed that the schematic for this type of item had not yet been unlocked. Helplessly waving his hand, he said, "All right, just take these materials back. Stay on the raft and rest." "Aye, sir." "Iron bucket no." 2 responded eagerly. Lin Feng sat cross-legged, feeling a bit down. With only 20 battery remaining, even if Iron bucket no. 2 stayed on standby, it wouldn't last for long. If he couldn't quickly create a charging station, wouldn't it just become a piece of scrap metal? "Sigh. Better work on my own for now." Lin Feng gathered some stones and returned to the raft, preparing to put down these items and continue his efforts. As soon as he returned to the raft, Lin Feng was stunned. Next to Song Xinling, there were neatly stacked dozens of fish and even 2 large apples. "Did you catch all these?" Song Xinling nodded proudly. "Of course. I seem to be quite skilled at fishing. And this sea fishing rod of yours is really amazing. It even caught large apples. I was waiting for you to come back so we could taste them together." Lin Feng smiled. Based on the current amount of resources, they should have more than enough to trade for the materials to build the cabin. "Great, let's eat the big apples." Song Xinling carefully picked out a big apple and handed it to Lin Feng while she hugged another apple and took a big bite, enjoying the moment. "So sweet." Lin Feng praised with delight, almost chewing through the apple core. Suddenly Song Xinling noticed the fishing rod dip. A fish had bitten the hook. She yanked the sea fishing rod with all her might. With a plop, a drifting bottle landed on the raft. Both of them were puzzled. "A drifting bottle? You can even fish for something like this?" Song Xinling had clearly never seen such an object before, yet Lin Feng immediately recognized the significance of the message in a bottle. "This contains vital information. Let's open it at once." Lin Feng promptly pulled out the cork. This afternoon, storms approach, thunder and lightning herald the culling of oceanic wastrels. "A tempest is coming." Lin Feng nodded. "We must act swiftly." By now the island held no critical resources left to harvest. Constructing a cabin, however, had become their utmost priority. With a cabin they could shelter from the storm, otherwise drenching rain might bring chills, and worse. "Quick, open the trade channel. Exchange surplus supplies for timber and metal sheets. We must complete the cabin before noon when the storm strikes." Lin Feng swiftly activated the trade interface and listed each transaction. Notifications flooded the screen in rapid succession. "Trade successful, 2 metal sheets. Trade successful, 2 metal sheets." While Lin Feng traded, Song Xinling rapidly forged the acquired metal sheets into iron nails. Within an hour they amassed abundant timber and metal, and Song Xinling had produced more than enough nails. Yet even so, materials sufficed for only 1 cabin. Lin Feng wasted no time. Upon finalizing trades, he immediately opened the fabrication workshop. Wooden cabin, iron nails 05, timber 1010, metal sheets 55. All materials assembled. He selected the site and began construction. Lifting a small wooden mallet, Lin Feng assembled the cabin plank by plank. 20 minutes later the cabin stood complete, materials nearly exhausted. The cabin measured 4 by 4 paces, spacious within. Deliberately Lin Feng had enclosed the storage chest inside its walls. Thus its contents would remain dry, untouched by rain. No sooner had he finished than Song Xinling's voice rang out from outside. "The sky is darkening." Indeed, the bottle's prophecy proved flawless. Lin Feng urgently beckoned her inside. Just as gale-force winds swept in with roiling black clouds arriving in mere seconds. Whoosh! Torrential rain crashed down instantly. Outside the cabin, visibility vanished. All that remained were howling winds and drumming rain. At the sight, Song Xinling visibly tensed. She edged closer to Lin Feng and whispered anxiously, "Could this storm capsize our raft?" "Don't worry, it'll hold. Our raft is large enough." Crack! Before Lin Feng could finish reassuring her, thunder detonated overhead, a deafening, shattering boom. Startled, Song Xinling flinched violently into Lin Feng's arms, burying her face against his chest. It's all right. Lin Feng comforted her while staring warily at the cabin's roof, dreading a lightning strike that might pierce its shell. In such apocalyptic fury, wind, rain, and darkness, utter fearlessness would be a lie. And just then, ill omens proved uncannily accurate. A blinding flash of lightning split the sky and struck mere inches beside the cabin. Instantly, acrid smoke seeped inside. What the a? Did lightning strike our raft? Suddenly Lin Feng remembered something. Could it have hit Iron Bucket No. 2? Panic surged within him. Iron Bucket No. 2 was a rare treasure drawn from an exceptional tier mystery box, indispensable to him. If reduced to molten slag, the loss would be catastrophic. ZZZT. Massive electrical discharges crackled outside. Lin Feng cried out desperately, "Iron Bucket No. 2. Iron bucket no. 2 reporting for service. Amidst the storm's roar, Lin Feng distinctly heard its reply. It was unharmed. Relief eased his tension, and he immediately ordered Iron bucket no. 2 to seek shelter inside. Seconds later, a robot reeking faintly of burnt metal lumbered in its heavy steps, echoing across the floor. Lin Feng stared stunned. Its thick-head metallic cranium glowed faintly red, raindrops sizzled and vaporized upon Iron bucket no. 2. Were you truly struck by lightning? Affirmative. Lightning energy conversion completed. Temporary charge 68 remaining. Lightning energy conversion. Fully recharged. Could this machine actually harness lightning for power? Huh. Incredibly advanced. Just one strike yields a 50 charge boost. Iron bucket no. 2. Step back out and get struck again. Compliance acknowledged. Without hesitation, the robot, its head still glowing feverishly, marched back into the storm to recharge. Song Xinling, still nestled in Lin Feng's arms, gaped in awe. Cutting-edge tech. Such voltage would melt ordinary robots on contact. Even if they didn't melt outright, they'd short-circuit instantly. Truly a top-tier scholar, even her analysis brimmed with scientific rigor. Lin Feng gently stroked her hair. I've noticed, you stop fearing when you're thinking deeply. Startled from her calm, Song Xinling instinctively burrowed deeper into his embrace. Lin Feng found the sensation unexpectedly pleasant. Perhaps a few more storms wouldn't be unwelcome. Charging Iron bucket no. 2 in. He nodded, smoothing her silken tresses. The downpour lasted from noon until dusk. When the clouds finally parted, the sun dipped low, brushing the Song Xinling sprang from Lin Feng's arms and dashed outside. Hey, where are you going? Lin Feng watched her hasty retreat, puzzled. I'm starving. I'm cooking. Lin Feng shrugged. Clearly she was just embarrassed. Gurgle. Oh no, I'm ravenous too. He hurried to the high-capacity grill, refueled it, and joined Song Xinling. As golden tuna sizzled and darkened over the flames, they exchanged idle, easy conversation. I miss my family. Lin Feng nodded. I'll try to help you find them. Observing his unwavering composure and how rarely he voiced longing, Song Xinling asked softly, and you? Do you miss yours? I grew up in an orphanage. If anything, I miss the friends I ran wild with back then. Her bright eyes shimmered with quiet empathy. She speared a freshly grilled tuna fillet and pressed it directly into Lin Feng's mouth. Now you have family. Cough, cough, cough. Nearly choking, Lin Feng took a firm bite. Family. Unacceptable. Should they ever become family, it would happen only after she became his wife, not before. Lin Feng refused to play the wise, caring elder brother, only to watch her marry another man. I'll consider it for now. In the early morning, when Lin Feng got out of bed, Song Xinling was still fast asleep. He tiptoed out of the cabin and took this opportunity to open the blind box system, planning to draw today's blind box. Daily blind box, draw successful. 17. Obtained enchanted digital blind box X1. A sleek black metal box filled Lin Feng's consciousness, and with a thought the box materialized in his hands. Enchanted digital blind box. Can it yield a phone? It's been a while since I played mobile games. With a heart full of anticipation, Lin Feng checked the blind box introduction. Enchanted digital blind box level excellent description 40 chance to obtain an enchanted camera 40 chance to obtain an enchanted radio 20 chance to obtain an enchanted speaker. A phone is impossible. These things are of no help for survival, right? Never mind, let's open it first. As Lin Feng opened the metal box, the system prompt appeared. You have opened the enchanted digital blind box, obtained enchanted camera X1. A black camera appeared in Lin Feng's hand. The device looked quite exquisite. It was actually an instant camera that could directly print photos. Enchanted camera description can be used up to 3 times a day. The subject of the photo will have their work efficiency increased by 100 for the next hour, and it can print countless photos. Wow, a treasure. It boosts efficiency and can print countless photos. Lin Feng's heart was filled with ecstasy when he suddenly received a game system message. Announcement: player Lin Feng is the first to unlock camera type items, and the image upload function in the chat channel is officially open. In an instant, Lin Feng was forcibly pulled into the chat channel. Before him, shocking messages began to refer. Wow, a camera. Lin Feng, I remember him. He is the big shot who used to sell fish. Big shot is still a big shot. Show us your picture. Come on. I can't believe I'm being so starry-eyed again. As long as he's not some foot-picking brute. Pictures, pictures. The image is serious business. Show your face. No way. However, I can use the camera to help Song Xinling find her family. If I were to directly input a name in the chat channel to find someone, I would encounter a multitude of people with the same name, wasting time without guarantee of finding the right person. However, if I upload a photo of Song Xinling, it would be a different story. Her relatives would recognize her at once upon seeing the photo. As for whether the person who comes knocking would be a scammer, it's easy to determine. Just chat a bit more in private messages, and if there are no flaws, it's most likely genuine. With this in mind, Lin Feng approached the large-capacity barbecue grill to prepare breakfast. Lin Feng let me do it. When he turned around, he found that Song Xinling was already awake. The food she made tasted even better. Lin Feng added fuel to the grill and stepped aside. Wasn't it nice to have someone cook for him? Watching the girl seriously grill the remaining small shrimp on the large-capacity barbecue grill, Lin Feng suddenly took out the camera. Look this way. Huh. The girl was clearly taken aback. When she looked up, she saw Lin Feng pointing a camera at her. Click. You took a candid shot of me. Wait, where did you get that camera? The girl suddenly realized, how could a camera like this appear in Lin Feng's hands? With a slight smile, Lin Feng took out the developed photo, nodded, and said, the effect is quite good, you look beautiful. Flattered by Lin Feng, her cheeks flushed as she snatched the camera. Let me see. Girls love beauty, and even more so they love taking photos. She certainly adored the picture. Against the backdrop of blue skies and the ocean, her dress billowed slightly, while a pink baseball cap adorned her delicate face, exuding purity. At the moment of the photo, Song Xinling looked somewhat surprised, appearing even cuter and more playful. How does it look? Not bad, right? Your skills are far from good. Although she said this, Song Xinling held the photo tightly, as if afraid it would be blown away by the wind. Quick, give me the photo. This is my photo, why should I give it to you? Upon hearing Lin Feng wanted to take the photo away, Song Xinling became anxious. Helplessly shaking his head, Lin Feng pouted and said, didn't you say the quality of this shot is poor? Even so, I won't give it to you. All right. Girls are always contradictory. Clearly they treasure it immensely, yet they insist on saying the skills are lacking. No matter, the camera is still in my hands and I can just take another shot. Lin Feng picked up the camera and directly snapped another picture. This is easy. The camera quickly developed another photo. You took another candid shot of me. Lin Feng smiled slightly. This photo, I won't give you, it has greater use. What are you going to do? Song Xinling looked at Lin Feng, suspiciously, fearing he might do something inappropriate with her photo. However, the next moment the photo in Lin Feng's hand disappeared. Where's the photo? I uploaded it. Lin Feng shrugged and said to Song Xinling, you can check it yourself in the chat channel. The chat channel can upload photos. Wait, you posted my photo to all the players in the world. Song Xinling puffed up her plump cheeks and rushed over, grabbing Lin Feng's ear. Hey, let go of, I did it to help you find your family. Hearing this, Song Xinling loosened her grip a bit, but still looked angry, pouting her lips. If you don't believe me, go check the chat channel yourself. Song Xinling opened the chat channel and instantly saw a flood of messages. I know her. Big Shot, I private messaged you. So beautiful, Big Shot actually has such a beauty by his side, just thinking about it feels great. The heart of a starry-eyed person has completely shattered. You guys are just pretending. How come you all know her? I don't know her, but can I private message you? TCH. Hypocrites. At this moment, Lin Feng also saw the stream of messages, his expression stiffening. None of these bastards are serious. They are probably not even Song Xinling's relatives. It's your stunning beauty that attracts so many scammers pretending to be your acquaintances. Is this my fault? Never mind, it's better to enjoy the view. Lin Feng nodded thoughtfully, turning to look. The grilled shrimp on the barbecue was almost done. Time to eat. After finishing breakfast, Lin Feng began taking pictures of Song Xinling. Since today was the only chance to shoot again, the girl hesitated for a long time before finally striking a pose she was satisfied with. All right, finally done. Lin Feng sighed, his arm holding the camera already stiff. Click. The sound of the shutter echoed as a photo developed from the camera. I must say she truly knows how to take photos. With her delicate face turned towards the sea breeze, her long hair fluttering gracefully, and a pink baseball cap gently pinched between her slender fingers, she exuded an artistic vibe. Before Lin Feng could fully appreciate the moment, Song Xinling eagerly ran over, snatching the photo and examining it with delight. Your skills are still so lacking. Lin Feng was speechless. Lacking skill? Yet you smile so brightly. Fine. You're beautiful, so you must be right. Naturally, Lin Feng didn't bother to argue. Turning around, he noticed that today's supplies had arrived. Just like before, a pile of basic supplies and 2 lucky small barrels floated on the sea. Perhaps due to her exceptionally happy mood, Song Xinling was full of energy today, and she was surprisingly faster at retrieving supplies with a rough fishing rod than Lin Feng with his seasoned fisherman's rod. Hey, why are you so fast today? Don't you know? I have a 300 efficiency boost. Lin Feng suddenly remembered that the enchanted camera had the effect of increasing work efficiency. But can this effect stack? I overlooked that. This camera is worth far more than I imagined. While surprised, Song Xinling had already pulled back 1 lucky small barrel. Lin Feng, not wanting to be outdone, flicked his fishing hook and brought up another lucky small barrel. Now it was time for the reveal. With 2 loud pops, Lin Feng opened the lid of the barrel. You open lucky small barrel X2. Gain wood X5. Gain grass tuft X4. Gained metal sheet X3. Gained plastic sheet X4. Gained concrete mixer manufacturing blueprint X1. Concrete mixer. Before Lin Feng could react, Song Xinling had already jumped up in excitement. With a concrete mixer, we can build a big villa. Lin Feng rubbed his forehead. How deep is your obsession with big villas? In any case, let's make it quick. Alright. Lin Feng nodded and directly opened the manufacturing workshop interface, wondering in his heart if building concrete structures on a raft would cause it to sink. Concrete mixer mechanical module 02 metal ingot 05 iron nail 44. We need mechanical modules. Song Xinling nodded. How about we check the trading channel? Lin Feng opened the trading channel and input the trading details. Small shrimp X10, trade mechanical module X1. Small shrimp X10, trade mechanical module X1. His offer was quite high, but he still wasn't sure he could trade for such materials. Sure enough, after half an hour, Lin Feng received the first trading notification. Trade successful, gain mechanical module X1. It seems players also didn't have mechanical modules. This item was indeed a very rare resource. Lin Feng shook his head, feeling a bit gloomy, when suddenly he heard Song Xinling exclaim, "Sharks! Sharks!" Lin Feng was taken aback for a moment, but then he smiled. Wasn't it just sharks? He had just gutted one a few days ago. Having sharks come to him meant he could enjoy delicious shark fins again. Looking towards the sea not far away, two large sharks were heading straight for the raft. Seeing the triangular fins emerging from the water, Lin Feng confirmed that these two sharks were even larger. The difficulty level had risen. Originally, if he only had to deal with one shark, it would be a piece of cake for Lin Feng. Too well, it might take some effort, but it wasn't a major problem. Get behind me. Lin Feng pulled Song Xinling behind him and took out his seasoned fisherman's spear. Stay here, I'll take care of them. Before his words could fully settle, Lin Feng was already walking towards the front of the raft with the spear in hand. Seeing this, Song Xinling was stunned. Don't go. These sharks are very dangerous. Don't worry about them, I'll let them bite a few planks. We have plenty of supplies. Lin Feng shook his head. That's not the point. I'm not doing this for those supplies. Then why are you risking your life against the sharks? Risking my life? Not really, it's just a one-sided slaughter. By the way, haven't you ever had shark fins? Shark fins. Song Xinling was taken aback for a moment before realizing that Lin Feng actually intended to kill the sharks for their fins. This thought was simply too insane. Two don't eat shark fins. Song Xinling anxiously wanted Lin Feng to come back, but he casually threw over a line. Just try it later. The girl was conflicted within. She did not want to see Lin Feng bitten in half by a shark. In a panic, Song Xinling did not hesitate. This time, she chose to rush forward to help. Without weapons, she could only grab a small wooden hammer and a shovel to charge over. With a splash, the shark opened its massive jaws, its sharp teeth lunging toward the raft. Lin Feng thrust the spear forward and found a shovel extended out beside him. With a thud, the spear pierced into the shark's brain, and Song Xinling's shovel also struck the shark's forehead. The large shark, hit with a double blow, twitched and fell lifeless. Did we really take down a shark? The girl looked at Lin Feng in disbelief, knowing full well that her contribution was merely to boost morale. The decisive blow was struck by Lin Feng. See, don't worry. When you meet me, the one dying is definitely the shark. Lin Feng pushed Song Xinling back a little, then turned around, shocked to find that the once menacing large shark was now swimming away. How could he let the shark fin slip away? He turned back to Song Xinling. You go into the cabin and take cover from the wind. Song Xinling was momentarily stunned, but then she immediately understood his meaning. Indeed, Lin Feng waved to the robot, commanding, Iron Barrel No. 2. Row the boat, chase that big shark. At your command. Lin Feng's rowing speed for Iron Barrel No. 2 was something Song Xinling had witnessed. The scene from that night when they chased the phantom was still fresh in her memory. Even if she couldn't help, she at least wouldn't drag them down. Without hesitation, Song Xinling dove into the wooden cabin. The next moment, the entire raft suddenly shook and accelerated, cutting through the roaring waves like a speedboat directly pursuing the big shark. Lin Feng probably did not expect the shark to be so fast. Before it could dive, it was pierced by a harpoon. The raft was moving too quickly. With a strong pull, Lin Feng caused the shark's corpse to crash heavily against the raft, bouncing up into the air and then thudding into the wooden cabin. Bang, bang, bang. The sounds of collision came one after another, prompting Lin Feng to quickly stop. Iron Bucket No. 2. Moments later, the raft gradually slowed down, but suddenly a shriek from Song Xinling pierced through the cabin. Oh! Lin Feng was taken aback and rushed into the cabin. At this moment, the massive shark corpse lay less than half a meter away from Song Xinling, its sharp teeth exposed, and its two eyes staring fixedly at the girl. Looking up, he saw the girl's moist eyes filled with resentment. This is a big trouble. Lin Feng really wanted to escape the horrifying scene immediately, but just as he was about to sneak out, he suddenly thought it was inappropriate to leave the shark behind. He quietly moved beside the girl and dragged the shark's corpse out of the cabin. I feel like the cabin might be missing a door. Upon hearing Lin Feng's nonchalant comment, Song Xinling bit her lip in frustration. She pouted, trying to calm herself. Are you hungry? They'll make you grilled shark fins. Huh. Lin Feng did not expect her to change her attitude so quickly and was slightly taken aback. You've worked so hard, and since I can't do anything else, I can only cook. Song Xinling came over, and together with Lin Feng they began to dismantle the big shark. Dismantled the shark, obtained shark meat x4, a shark fins x1, a shark teeth x4. Dismantled the shark, obtained shark meat x4, a shark fins x1, a shark teeth x4. After finishing these, Lin Feng put away the shark teeth, hung the shark meat directly in the trading channel, and handed the 2 portions of shark fins to Song Xinling. The girl carefully grilled the ingredients, and soon the shark fins emitted a rich aroma. Lin Feng sat on the side, fishing, glancing back at the grill from time to time, unable to suppress his saliva. After a while, dinner is ready. Lin Feng chuckled, tossing aside the small fish he had just caught, and rushed to the shark fins. He devoured his food as usual, listening to Song Xinling's compliments. The taste is really good. If it weren't for you killing 2 sharks, we wouldn't have such delicious food. Of course, this is the best thing I've found here so far. But without your skills, the taste would definitely be lacking. During the next, while Song Xinling was busy fishing, while Lin Feng was researching what useful items he needed to make. Unknowingly, time passed until dusk. After having a late-night snack, the 2 of them sat around the fire chatting casually until they fell asleep. Lin Feng slept soundly, but the next morning he was awakened by Song Xinling's soft little hand tapping him. Get up. Huh? What happened? Seeing Song Xinling waking him up urgently, Lin Feng sat up and he nervously scanned the surroundings, thinking something unexpected had occurred. What exactly happened? Today's sunshine is particularly nice. Quick, take a picture for me. Take a picture. Lin Feng was speechless. Just for a photo, this girl actually woke him from his sweet dreams. He clearly remembered that before waking up some indescribable things were happening. At this moment, Lin Feng fell into deep self-doubt. Was this camera a disaster for him? While he was feeling gloomy, Song Xinling had already arrived at the side of the raft, starting to find a good pose. However, she suddenly thought of something. Wait, we can't waste the camera's function, let's take a selfie. Lin Feng then remembered that the enchanted camera had a 100 efficiency bonus, which indeed should not be wasted. Since you are somewhat worthy of my handsome face, let's do it together. Lin Feng joked as he squeezed into the frame, but this was just the beginning of the torment. You need to pose like this. No, look over here. Hey, don't sneak a peek there. Half an hour later, 3 photos were finally taken. The 2 of them sat together, admiring the photos in Lin Feng's hand. Song Xinling looked cute and charming in the picture, while he appeared stiff, his handsome face devoid of expression, clearly exhausted from being tormented by Song Xinling. However, although Song Xinling criticized him for not knowing how to pose, his movements being off and his gaze wandering, at least from the body language, he managed to capture his charm a little. Song Xinling looked at the 3 photos with rarity, nodding in satisfaction. Your photography skills have improved a lot. Really? Lin Feng secretly shook his head. It was just that he had fun taking pictures. His skills had remained consistent from start to finish. He pouted and said to Song Xinling, pick a photo to upload and find your family so I can send you on your way. Song Xinling, however, was in a dilemma. Oh, I have difficulty choosing. Lin Feng waited for her for a full 10 minutes before she reluctantly, I'll go make breakfast. I want grilled sea fish and grilled seaweed. No problem. Lin Feng yawned, opened the communication channel, and in the next moment the photo in his hand disappeared, replaced by a group photo of the 2 in the communication channel. Anyone who recognizes the girl in the picture, please private message me, and beware of scammers. With the appearance of the photo and text, the communication channel exploded. Look. The big shot is showing off their love. It's a field of dog food and wounded all over. What are these people thinking? Isn't the main point looking for people? Soon no one cared about the search anymore. Almost everyone's attention shifted to the matter of showing off love. A match made in heaven. Sigh, so envious. Jealousy and hatred. Yesterday, I was still trying to compete, and today the dream is shattered. Whoa, let go of that girl. Showing off love, shameful. Shameful. In the communication channel, Lin Feng sensed a strong smell of not a single serious person. These guys just know how to eat vinegar from afar. Just as Lin Feng was about to close the communication channel, suddenly a private message popped up. Big shot, I am her friend. What is her name? I am her ex-boyfriend. As far as Lin Feng knows, Song Xinling indeed had many admirers in school, but she never accepted anyone, and this is something that didn't even need to be inquired about, as the previous roommate had already gathered all the information. Lin Feng felt a bit frustrated. Ever since he posted the photo today, he occasionally received several private messages, but these people were mostly scammers trying to see if they could take advantage of the situation to get close to Song Xinling. Of course, the reality was that these players were not limited to just that. I am much prettier than that girl by your side, how about you come to me? For these kinds of private messages, Lin Feng gave a unified reply. Get lost. This can't go on like this. Lin Feng frustratingly closed the communication channel. Suddenly, a system announcement appeared. Announcement: player Lin Feng was the first to receive private messages from 100 players, and the private message restriction feature is officially open. What? Private message restriction feature. You can now set private message thresholds. Oh no. From now on, I won't be able to contact the big boss. Lin Feng curiously checked the new feature. Private message restriction feature. Description: after setting the private message restriction feature, if the other party cannot meet the restriction conditions, they will not be able to send you a private message. Restriction condition: gift. You can set the items and quantity to be gifted. Only after the other party gifts them can they start private messaging. Hehe. This feature is great. Lin Feng smiled slightly and quickly set the restriction condition. Restriction condition: gift would x10. As Lin Feng finished setting the restriction conditions, the communication channel was flooded with shocking messages. What? I can't send a private message to the big boss. Sending a private message now requires gifting the big boss 10 pieces of wood. From now on, I'll forever be a passerby. I'm so poor I can't afford that. Seeing these guys trying to get closer to him, looking dejected, Lin Feng smiled with satisfaction. This time, he didn't have to worry about being harassed by messages from scammers all day. Of course, if the other party was truly a relative or friend of Song Xinling, they would definitely not hesitate to gift him 10 pieces of wood as a way to initiate private messaging. If there were still some scammers unwilling to give up and continued to harass him with private messages, Lin Feng would also politely tell them to get lost on the basis of those 10 pieces of wood. Just as he was thinking this, a message popped up on Lin Feng's private message interface. Gift received would x10. Big boss, I know that girl. She is my cousin. What is her name? I haven't seen her in a long time. I've forgotten. Lin Feng smiled slightly and sent a brief reply politely. Get lost. He also deleted the chat window. When the player on the other side tried to explain a few more things, they suddenly saw a line of system prompts. Chat has been interrupted. Sending a private message requires gifting the other party would x10. What? My wood? Lin Feng obviously had no idea how furious the player on the other side was feeling. After all, if they came out to cheat, suffering the consequences was their own doing. Lin Feng, dinner is ready. In the manufacturing workshop, Lin Feng smiled slightly. Song Xinling had always been longing for a large villa. Since he had plenty of stone, sand, and earth, creating a stone house as a substitute for a villa was indeed a splendid idea. In such a harsh environment, a stone house was practically equivalent to a villa. Without hesitation, Lin Feng gathered a large amount of stone, sand, and earth and spoke to Song Xinling. You are in charge of producing the concrete. Song Xinling nodded, adding the raw materials into the mixer and began to turn the handle. At first, Lin Feng worried that the girl might not have enough strength, but seeing her operate it with ease, he felt relieved. Next, he needed to focus on demolishing the structure. To create the stone house, he needed to clear out a sufficiently large space. The cabin that had just been built a few days ago had to be torn down, and the raft also needed to be expanded. The first step was to expand the raft. After a full hour of work, Lin Feng successfully enlarged it. The original 9x6 raft had now reached an area of 12x8, looking much more spacious. Of course, although the raft had a larger space, it still needed to be planned reasonably. Lin Feng planned to build a 6x6 stone house in the center of the raft, placing some barbecue grills and a water purifier in front, while leaving the back for a farm to grow crops. After a simple plan, Lin Feng began to dismantle the wooden cabin. As he hammered away with the small wooden mallet, he recovered a good amount of materials. Dismantled small water purifier obtained iron nails x2, wood x4, a metal sheets x3. Dismantled small water purifier obtained iron nails x3, wood x5, a metal sheets x1. After quite a while, Lin Feng finally tore down the entire cabin. At this moment, Song Xinling had already produced 10 portions of concrete. Lin Feng opened the manufacturing workshop interface in the newly cleared space. Stone house stones, 22 concrete, 11 wood, 22. All materials were ready. Manufacturing. As the materials disappeared, a wall made of stones and concrete appeared before Lin Feng. This wall looked very rough, but it was extremely hard. Lin Feng estimated that ordinary weapons would never be able to damage this stone house. Next, he manufactured a second wall adjacent to the first, with both walls forming a 90-degree angle. At the moment the construction was completed, a stone roof automatically emerged atop the 1x1 house. Half an hour later, Lin Feng had constructed half of the stone house, and the sky was gradually darkening. Realizing that it was impossible to finish the house today, Lin Feng called for Song Xinling to take a break. Initially, Lin Feng thought Song Xinling would find the half-built stone house ugly, but to his surprise, the girl gazed at the unfinished house with sparkling eyes, smiling happily. Lin Feng, you are amazing. At this rate, we will be able to live in the villa tomorrow. You call this a villa? Lin Feng couldn't even bring himself to say it, yet Song Xinling was extremely satisfied and excitedly ran inside to start planning how to arrange the furnishings in this villa. Naturally, the task of cooking fell to Lin Feng. However, he had no objections. It was rare to see Song Xinling so happy. During dinner, she even discussed how to arrange the villa with Lin Feng. After eating, she insisted on lying down to sleep under the half-built house. Lin Feng sighed, inwardly thankful that this place wouldn't experience earthquakes, otherwise he would truly worry about the half-built stone house collapsing. That night, perhaps due to the exhaustion from working all afternoon, Song Xinling fell asleep early. Lin Feng lay on the raft, gazing at the stars in the sky, occasionally stealing glances at the girl's beautiful profile. Estimating that Song Xinling was sound asleep, Lin Feng quietly stepped out of the half-built villa to prepare to draw his blind box for the day. Opening the system interface, a prompt appeared. Daily blind box lottery successful. 27. Obtained refreshing drink blind box X1. I actually got this. Lin Feng had drawn the refreshing drink blind box once before, and the last prize he received was cola. I must say, although the prizes in this blind box series are not very practical, they could definitely be sold for a good amount of money, and drinking a few bottles would also be quite refreshing. After checking the description, introduction: 24 chance of getting black tea, 24 chance of getting green tea, 24 chance of getting Sprite, 24 chance of getting cola, 4 chance of getting Red Bull. Whatever, I'm fine with any of them. As Lin Feng chose to draw from the blind box, the carton in his hand instantly opened. You have opened the refreshing drink blind box, obtained Red Bull X100. What the heck? I actually got the 4 chance. Lin Feng looked at the 100 bottles of Red Bull scattered on the ground, rubbed his eyes hard, and suddenly smiled. He let me drink a can and feel refreshed. Pop. Lin Feng pulled open the tab and took a few big gulps. Instantly, he felt a wave of refreshment wash over him, as if his spirits had been lifted, and he even received a system notification. Obtained 100 work efficiency bonus, duration 1 hour. This item actually grants a 100 work efficiency bonus in the game world. He quickly checked the attributes of the Red Bull drink. Introduction: sweet and sour refreshing, has a fatigue-relieving effect, and drinking it within 1 hour grants a 100 work efficiency bonus. My goodness. Indeed, there is a work efficiency bonus. No wonder this item has only a 4-drop rate. Lin Feng smiled with satisfaction, finished the Red Bull in his hand, and was about to go to sleep when he felt a bit too energetic. Oh no, this thing is too stimulating. Looks like I'm going to have insomnia tonight. Lin Feng felt a surge of energy and knew that he couldn't sleep. He glanced at the concrete mixer beside him and smiled wryly. There's no choice, it's the life of a laborer. Unable to sleep, he figured it was better to produce some concrete first. After adding materials at the inlet, Lin Feng vigorously shook the handle of the mixer, and in just 5 minutes a portion of concrete was ready. With a 100 work efficiency bonus, the efficiency has indeed doubled. What used to take 10 minutes can now be completed in just 5 minutes. An hour later, Lin Feng had produced a total of 12 portions of concrete. Without hesitation, he opened another. Gulping down a few more mouthfuls, a system prompt appeared. Obtained 100 work efficiency bonus, duration 1 hour. Within an hour I can gather enough concrete to build the house. Lin Feng spent over 2 hours manufacturing all the concrete needed for the next day. Yet having consumed 2 bottles of Red Bull consecutively, he remained completely wide awake. Too energized. Absolutely unable to fall asleep. Can I draw tomorrow's mystery box now? In the dead of night, with nothing else to occupy him, Lin Feng suddenly remembered the mystery box system and decided to perform a double draw. Daily mystery box, draw successful. 37. N awarded dark sorceress outfit, mystery box 1. N, a dark sorceress outfit. Staring at the black suitcase that had materialized in his hands, Lin Feng froze in disbelief. What on earth did the system intend? A man like himself had just drawn a sorceress outfit. Does this mean I'll have to cross-dress? The very thought made him shudder, but then he imagined gifting the ensemble to Song Xinling, and instantly the mental image became far more pleasant. Exactly. She still lacks suitable gear. Wearing this set would make her utterly dazzling. Yet doing so would require using one of his all-access cards. He had only 2 all-access cards remaining, and Lin Feng refused to waste even one. He resolved instead to examine the reward details carefully. Dark Sorceress Outfit, Mystery Box and Rank, Epic Description: 30 chance to yield the Sorceress Cloak, 30 chance for the Sorceress Spellcap, 30 for the Sorceress Boots, 5 for the Thunder Subduing Grimoire, 5 for the Potent Arcane Blade. And whoa, Epic Rank. This rarity level was exceptionally scarce, truly among the rarest of rarities. As Lin Feng reviewed the possible rewards, he found them astonishingly rich and diverse. The full set comprised 5 items: the cloak, spellcap, and boots, plus 2 combat-oriented artifacts. And highly impressive. Without further hesitation, Lin Feng activated his mystery box all-access card. The moment he confirmed his decision, a crimson all-access card vanished instantly. Almost simultaneously, the black suitcase in his hand sprang open of its own accord. You have opened 5 Dark Sorceress Outfit mystery boxes. N awarded Sorceress Cloak 1. N awarded Sorceress Spellcap 1. N awarded Sorceress Boots 1. N awarded Thunder Subduing Grimoire 3. N awarded Potent Arcane Blade 3. Magnificent. Lin Feng picked up each item as it landed upon the deck, inspecting them one by one. N Sorceress Cloak description: an elegant black sorceress cloak that reduces magical damage or effects by 15. Sorceress Spellcap description: an elegant black sorceress spellcap that reduces magical damage or effects by 15. Sorceress Boots and description: an elegant black sorceress boots that reduce magical damage or effects by 15. N Excellent. Equipping all three will mitigate a full 45 of magical damage. Though Lin Feng had yet to encounter any enemy besides ghosts capable of inflicting magical damage or effects, he was certain that, as players advanced ever more rapidly, they would inevitably face adversaries wielding magical arms. With this complete ensemble, he could finally set aside much of his concern for Song Xinling's safety. And when he turned his attention to the remaining two artifacts, he felt doubly rewarded. Thunder-subduing grimoire in description, a formidable grimoire, a consumable artifact capable of summoning lightning to strike targets, inflicting colossal damage. Potent arcane blade in description, an exquisitely crafted black dagger, a consumable artifact able to sever anything within sight, including spatial barriers. Wow, absolutely incredible, and nothing could possibly be more potent. These two artifacts were undeniably rare and devastating weapons. Lin Feng stowed the thunder-subduing grimoire and the potent arcane blade into his backpack, while placing the cloak spell cap and boots into his storage chest. He planned to surprise Song Xinling after she woke, just as dawn began to blush across the horizon. Picking up his sea fishing rod, he cast his line confident that by sunrise he'd have enough fish for breakfast. One by one, tuna and octopus rose from the depths onto his line, while the crimson sun slowly ascended above the sea's edge. From behind came Song Xinling's drowsy voice. "It's dawn, time to fish and cook." The girl bounded cheerfully from the half-standing grand villa, only to discover Lin Feng already casting his line. "Huh, how did you wake up so early?" Lin Feng furrowed his brow. "It's complicated, and huh." Pointing toward the storage chest inside the grand villa, he said, "Go take a look yourself." Puzzled, Song Xinling approached the chest and opened one compartment, then froze. In RRR, 98 cans of Red Bull now filled the storage grid. She randomly selected one and immediately saw its description. Description: tangy and sweet, invigorating the mind and dispelling fatigue. Grants a 100 efficiency boost for 1 hour after consumption. So you drank 2 cans straight. No wonder. You clearly didn't sleep at all last night. But how on earth did you acquire Red Bull? Lin Feng shrugged. Last night, I spotted 2 large crates drifting beneath the surface. I dove right in, retrieved them, and received 100 cans of Red Bull, along with some far better items. He was weaving another tall tale. Song Xinling arched a delicate eyebrow, silently suspicious. How had she never once glimpsed treasure chests floating on the sea? "Why don't you check the other storage chest first?" Fearing she might probe too deeply and expose his fabrication, Lin Feng hastily urged her onward. Song Xinling nodded, bewildered, and opened the second chest, only to gasp in astonishment. A sorceress cloak, a sorceress spell cap, and sorceress boots. Any girl would thrill at new attire, but this ensemble was exquisitely refined and breathtakingly beautiful. Try them on, right away. Without another thought, Song Xinling snatched up the 3 garments and hurried off to change in the corner of the grand villa. Less than 2 minutes later, she reappeared before Lin Feng. The sleek black sorceress ensemble accentuated her gently curving figure, and the flowing cloak lent her an air of enigmatic allure, stirring in Lin Feng an instinctive, almost reverent urge to peer deeper into her mystery. Tap, tap, tap. Her light footsteps across the deck echoed crisply with each step of her arcane boots, sending faint tremors of delight through Lin Feng's chest. She was utterly stunning, yet in the next instant she flashed him a mischievous smile, and just like that transformed back into the pure charming girl he knew. "Lin Feng, fetch the camera quick, right away, right away." The sorceress's mystique dissolved instantly, yet her graceful silhouette lingered in his imagination, vivid and irresistible. Lin Feng realized Song Xinling wasn't merely beautiful. She was breathtakingly flawless from every angle, capable of embodying infinite variations of allure. "Hurry up, I want the sunrise in the frame. Oh, look over there, not here. After busying for more than half an hour, Lin Feng finally took 3 photos. In the group photo, Song Xinling looked radiant, resembling a cosplay goddess, while he stood beside her, still awkward in posture, with a dazed expression and a face full of discomfort. For this, he was criticized by Song Xinling for quite a while. When it came to the photo selection stage, she fell silent, cherishing the 3 photos in her hand, reluctant to upload any of them to the exchange channel. Lin Feng wore an expression of already knowing this, and directly made his escape. "You choose first if I want to take advantage of my 300 work efficiency boost to finish building the big villa. Do you want me to help make cement? I had insomnia last night, so I made the cement myself while I had nothing to do. You just pick a good photo and make breakfast for me." Song Xinling nodded, and upon hearing that she could focus on choosing photos, she immediately got down to work. Meanwhile, Lin Feng stuffed all the necessary materials into his backpack and casually drank a can of Red Bull. Acquired 100 work efficiency boost, duration 1 hour. Lin Feng smiled slightly. Now he had received a 400 work efficiency boost, allowing his construction speed to increase 4-fold. Arriving at the partially built stone house, he opened the crafting workshop interface. Stone house stones, 22 concrete, 11 wood, 22, all materials were ready. Built. As the small wooden hammer struck repeatedly, the stone house walls that originally required about 10 minutes to construct surprisingly appeared before Lin Feng in less than 2 minutes. Next, Lin Feng put forth all his effort and began to build frantically. In less than an hour, a 6x6 stone house was completed. Lin Feng left an exit in the front and back of the stone house, but he hadn't installed the doors yet, and he left holes on both sides without installing glass windows. Although it looked decent overall, it still felt very simple and shabby. Wow, the big villa is finished The fortress is completed. Lin Feng felt that calling it a fortress seemed more appropriate than the name Big Villa. Fortress. Song Xinling frowned slightly, then smiled faintly. From now on it shall be called Fortress Big Villa. Lin Feng nodded. Indeed, this big villa was a fortress. What did I burn? Oh no, I was grilling octopus. Song Xinling suddenly realized that when she came to check on the big villa, the grill still had food cooking on it. After working for half a day, he felt a bit hungry. My. Lin Feng suddenly caught a whiff of a burnt smell. What did I burn? Oh no, I was grilling octopus. Song Xinling suddenly realized that when she came to check on the big villa, the grill still had food cooking on it. She rushed to the large-capacity grill and rescued the octopus that was almost charred to a crisp. Thanks for your hard work, you eat first. Lin Feng looked at the half-burnt grilled octopus in front of him and swallowed. I hope it's still edible. Crunch. Lin Feng took a bite of the charred grilled octopus and chewed vigorously, unexpectedly, finding it quite delicious though a bit bitter. Not bad, it's not poisonous. Lin Feng smiled slightly and began to feast. In less than 2 minutes, he completely devoured a charred octopus. Song Xinling looked at Lin Feng and then at the grilled octopus in her hand, trying a bite. Wow, it's really delicious. Then he'll grill it a bit longer next time. No. I heard that burnt food can lead to cancer. If you grill it longer, we might as well be eating charcoal. Before Lin Feng could finish his sentence, he saw the octopus that he hadn't had time to take off the grill completely turned black. He picked it up in surprise. Acquired charcoal X1. What the heck? Did it really turn into charcoal? Charcoal description: a good filtering material can be used to make a more efficient water purifier. I didn't expect that this barbecue would yield new materials. Song Xinling smiled sheepishly. I'll grill some tuna right away. Just don't burn it to charcoal. With the food not grilled properly, Lin Feng took the photos that Song Xinling had selected and prepared to upload them to the exchange channel. But as soon as he opened the exchange channel, he saw a major news alert. I encountered pirates. Did you encounter them too? I was just robbed clean, and now there's only a fishing rod left on my raft. How am I supposed to survive? Everyone be careful. There are definitely players with ill intentions assembling teams to form pirate crews. Who do you think has ill intentions? I'm the pirate. I'm robbing in this godforsaken place fair and square. What the hell? They're coming out in the open. I knew this day would come. Be careful. Lin Feng frowned. He had anticipated that this world would become increasingly chaotic, but he didn't expect the pirate group to grow so rapidly. If that's the case, I need to be more cautious. Lin Feng decided to upload the photos, publish a missing person notice, and immediately reinforce the raft. The photos in his hand instantly disappeared. The next moment, he sent a missing person message. With Lin Feng's appearance, the focus of discussion among players in the exchange channel suddenly shifted. The big shot is showing off his love again. What? This girl is too beautiful, a magical girl. Cosplay. The big shot is rich and idle. I also want a girlfriend like that. Compared to the big shot, my life is not even human. Sigh. Just satisfying my eye candy. Lin Feng shook his head. He knew these guys never took finding someone seriously. Forget it. After eating, I'll reinforce the raft. Lin Feng hurriedly ate the grilled tuna prepared by Song Xinling, then opened the crafting workshop, planning to build concrete barriers. He opened the crafting workshop. Concrete barrier stones, 22 concrete 01. Lin Feng calculated that if he wanted to surround the raft with barriers, he needed to build 40 barriers. However, the materials he had were clearly insufficient. Right, modify the restrictions on private messaging. He smiled slightly, opened the exchange channel, and changed the restrictions. Restriction: gift stones X5. As soon as he completed the change, Lin Feng received a private message. Acquired gift stones X5. Big shot, she's my classmate from the next class. Oh, which class? She's in senior year 3, class 2. Lin Feng frowned and turned to ask, Song Xinling, which class were you in during high school? Class 1. Why do you ask? Oh, nothing, just checking if the other party is a scammer. Lin Feng turned his head and politely replied with the words, get lost, then closed the private messaging interface. He let them come to scam me. I'm in need of stones right now. Lin Feng cheerfully collected the 5 stones, called out to Song Xinling, and prepared to get to work. Have you checked the chat channel? No. I assume they're just teasing us about being lovey-dovey. You claim you haven't looked, but how could you know unless you did? Guessed it with my high IQ brain, of course. The girl flashed a playful smile, while Lin Feng shook his head in amused disdain. Song Xinling was indeed quick-witted, deducing players' thoughts posed no great challenge. But Lin Feng refused to believe she hadn't secretly scrolled through their chatter. She'd been lost in thought while roasting tuna, clearly refreshing the chat channel and stifling giggles and silence. Yet that wasn't what Lin Feng meant to discuss. Almost derailed. What I meant was, have you seen the chatter about pirates? Pirates? Song Xinling blinked momentarily puzzled. Do you mean some players have turned pirate? Lin Feng nodded. At last she grasped his meaning. Still, pirates shouldn't be as terrifying as sharks or phantoms. Hardly a serious threat, especially since you've already overcome those. Huh. She's remarkably carefree. Lin Feng sensed Song Xinling's innocence. She clearly hadn't yet witnessed the depths of human malice. In such a harsh environment, ill-intentioned players would instinctively gravitate toward one another, forming alliances swiftly even before others had time to unite. Before long, they'd amass formidable numbers and launch brazen raids. One pirate. Lin Feng could handle him. 5. He'd stand a fair chance. But beyond that, his odds dwindled sharply. Thus, he must arm himself to the teeth before encountering a pirate horde. Just as this thought crossed his mind, something warm bumped against his teeth. Tuna's ready, eat up. Lin Feng chewed the fragrant, perfectly roasted fish and nodded. Excellent. No charring this time. Naturally. I roasted it with utmost care. She smiled faintly, then asked, how do you plan to deal with forge equipment? What can I do? Make concrete. Song Xinling puckered her lips. Knew it. You've been building up to this all along just to rope me into labor. Lin Feng fell silent. After finishing their meal, Song Xinling retrieved 2. So eager. Lin Feng accepted the can and drained it in 3 swift gulps. Effect acquired 100 work efficiency boost. Duration 1 hour. Let's begin. Lin Feng opened the fabrication workshop and located the schematic for reinforced barriers. By then, Song Xinling had already prepared a batch of concrete and delivered it. Reinforced concrete barrier stone, 22 concrete, 11. All materials assembled. Fabrication initiated. As raw materials vanished from his hands, a thick, sturdy concrete barrier rose along the raft's perimeter. He inspected its description. Reinforced concrete barrier. Description: robust, durable, easily repaired. Even sharks cannot bite through it. With this, the raft's defensive capability leaps dramatically. For the next several hours, Lin Feng and Song Xinling labored steadily to erect concrete barriers, each hour punctuated by a can of Red Bull to sustain peak efficiency. By dusk, 3 sides of the raft were fully encircled by long, imposing barriers. Yet Song Xinling suddenly halted. We've exhausted our stone reserves. Let's trade for more on the exchange channel. Indeed, stone ran out first. No need to rush. I'll harvest fresh greens from the chat channel. Harvest greens. I've set private messages to require stone donations, and judging by today's influx, the harvest should be bountiful. You truly are a master reaper. A faint smile curled Lin Feng's lips, as if accepting praise, and he opened his inbox. Sure enough, messages flooded in. Donation received, stone 5. That girl, I know her. She's my neighbor, surname Song. A lucky guess, or genuine familiarity. Lin Feng replied instantly. Which residential complex do you live in? It's Dongfang Jun. Lin Feng turned to Song Xinling at once. I live in Tangshanipin. Oh, got it. Lin Feng nodded, then politely typed his reply. Get lost. He opened another message. Donation received, stone 5. Respected elder. Lin Feng glanced back to verify. I was in class 1 for elementary, junior high, and senior high. And university. You know where. He nodded and instantly replied, get lost. Next, he reviewed several more messages, each cinder craftier than the last, weaving ever more tenuous connections to ingratiate themselves. One even claimed to be Song Xinling's father's illegitimate son. Lin Feng dismissed that one outright. No verification needed. Yet after this round of replies, he'd amassed 30 stones, materials now complete. Moreover, he'd discovered an unexpected avenue to learn more about Song Xinling. These imposters unwittingly offered him legitimate pretexts to inquire about her past. Her neighborhood, favorite food, circle of friends, preferred attire. Bit by bit, Lin Feng absorbed them all. Call it a bonus. After all, who wouldn't wish to understand someone they admired? Admired? His thoughts stalled for a breath. Somewhere along the way, admiration had quietly deepened into affection. Hey. Any more questions? Ask them all at once. Seeing him lost in thought, Song Xinling impatiently pursed her lips. Ahem. Someone asked whether you like the elder. The elder? Song Xinling blinked, then flushed crimson. Who else could the elder be but Lin Feng? Who asked that? Instantly, Lin Feng felt an unfamiliar razor-edged tension radiating from her. Stone secured. Let's get to work. Oomph. To his surprise, her anger dissolved instantly. She picked up the stones and strode to the mixer, beginning concrete preparation. Why aren't you building the barrier yet? She neither pressed further nor erupted. Her tone instead carried a teasing lilt. Though Song Xinling's anger was merely playful pouting, Lin Feng still cherished her reactions deeply. Such sudden composure defied her usual temperament. Something's amiss. Could it be she feels the same. Suddenly Lin Feng surged with renewed vigor. It was obvious. She'd surely guessed he'd fabricated that question. Her fluster stemmed from his boldness. Indeed, propriety dictated subtlety, not bluntly demanding confession before even declaring his own feelings. Yet her affection for him seemed all but certain. Lin Feng nodded firmly, his confidence inexplicably swelling. Ah, this wall is for my future wife. Time to give it everything I've got. Muttering to yourself again. Yikes, don't yank my ear. A miscalculation. Never voice inner thought. After a busy afternoon, the wall was finally built. Lin Feng leaned against the concrete protective wall, watching Song Xinling admire the red sunset, rubbing his ears that were even redder than the sun. It's so beautiful. Song Xinling praised the sunset. Why don't you take a look at my good-looking ears? Lin Feng pouted, feeling a bit sulky. Your ears look even better. Song Xinling mischievously smiled, admiring her handiwork, those bright red ears. Make sure to avoid showing this ear when we take side profile pictures tomorrow. Indeed, if this red and swollen ear was exposed, all the countless boys infatuated with Song Xinling would suddenly realize that the girl they admired might be a fierce domestic abuser. Lin Feng secretly scoffed, but Song Xinling stretched out her small hand and gently rubbed his swollen ear. All right, today I'll grill you 2 extra pieces of tuna to help with your big ear. After saying that, she picked up the sea fishing rod, leaned against the protective wall, and started fishing. Looking at the girl's gentle silhouette, Lin Feng felt a hint of happiness rising in his heart. He sat down, organizing the supplies in front of him, yet his mind lingered on the warm feeling when the girl rubbed his ear. Ah, so comfortable. Lin Feng hadn't drunk any alcohol, but it felt as if he was already intoxicated. After a while, he gradually retrieved his thoughts, but suddenly his brow furrowed as he remembered something. It seems I've forgotten something important. He gazed at Song Xinling, his eyes landing on that set of witch attire, and he suddenly froze. No, wait. The system missed my reward. Lin Feng had used the all-inclusive card to collect all the items in the witch outfit blind box, yet the system had not issued the completion reward. He hurriedly opened the blind box system to check. However, system upgrading expected to complete in 3 hours. What the hell? The system isn't pretending to upgrade to avoid giving me a reward, right? Or did some bug occur? Random speculation was pointless. Lin Feng could only wait for the upgrade to finish and see if the rewards would be compensated. Just as he was feeling down, he suddenly heard Song Xinling's excited voice. Lin Feng, I caught braised pork. Huh. Upon hearing the words braised pork, Lin Feng immediately cast his gloom aside. Since coming to this world, he hadn't eaten pork, let alone braised pork. Quick, let me see. Song Xinling handed 2 iron boxes to Lin Feng. It turned out to be 2 cans. Braised pork can description: soft and tasty braised pork, can rich in calories and easy to store. This can be used as emergency rations. No, I want to eat it today. Song Xinling was clearly tempted, tightly hugging the braised pork can as if it were a rare treasure. Lin Feng smiled slightly. Then let's eat it today. Anyway, with a seasoned fisherman's sea fishing rod, he didn't worry about running out of food. Moreover, Lin Feng suddenly remembered his mini farm. Oh right, the tomatoes should be ripe. Awesome. Today we'll have braised pork and tomatoes and grilled tuna. While saying this, Song Xinling ran with Lin Feng to the back of the big villa. At that moment, the mini farm indeed bore large red tomatoes. Harvest. Gain tomato x1. Gain tomato x1. Moments later, Lin Feng had picked all 5 large red tomatoes. He didn't rush to eat, but first went to fetch some fresh water to water the tomato seedlings, while Song Xinling excitedly ran to the large-capacity barbecue grill to grill the tuna. Moments later, the two gathered in the big villa to prepare for dinner. The side-by-side storage boxes were used as a table, with 2 servings of grilled tuna, 2 large tomatoes, and 2 cans of braised pork on top. Everything looked so wonderful, but Lin Feng felt that something was off. It seems we need 2 chairs. Song Xinling nodded in agreement. Such a lavish feast would be greatly diminished in enjoyment if eaten while standing. Opening the manufacturing workshop interface, Lin Feng quickly searched for the manufacturing principles of chairs. After a few seconds, he indeed found 2 blueprint diagrams. Small wooden stool wood, 44 iron nails, 22 description can be used to sit and rest, no other purpose. Comfortable chair wood, 44 metal plate, 22 plastic sheet, 22 iron nails, 66. Description sitting on it is very comfortable, can restore stamina faster, and can be used for combat if necessary. Putting aside the combat aspect, just the fact that it could restore stamina quickly made Lin Feng choose the comfortable chair. Besides, was he someone short on materials? With a slight smile, Lin Feng directly chose to manufacture. With the materials disappearing, within 5 minutes 2 comfortable chairs were made. Lin Feng moved one in front of Song Xinling. Give it a try. Song Xinling nodded and sat down. Surprisingly comfortable. Lin Feng smiled proudly and sat down as well. This chair was indeed comfortable, with the armrests wrapped in plastic, making it incredibly thoughtful. Really delicious. Even before it reached his mouth, Lin Feng could smell the aroma of the braised pork. A piece of sweet and tender, really delicious. Even before it reached his mouth, Lin Feng could smell the aroma of the braised pork. A piece of sweet and tender pork belly was stuffed into his mouth as he devoured it ravenously. He took another bite of the tangy tomato, refreshing and appetizing, utterly delightful. The two of them took a full half hour to finish the meal, and by the end Lin Feng even noticed that the girl's stomach was slightly bulging. Seeing Lin Feng looking at her full stomach, Song Xinling shot him a glare. No looking. I'm just looking at my... Looking down, he realized his own stomach was also bulging. The night sea breeze blew into the stone house, bringing a hint of coolness. Song Xinling wrapped her witch cloak tightly and said thoughtfully, "Have you noticed that the weather has been getting cooler lately?" If she hadn't mentioned it, Lin Feng wouldn't have realized, but upon hearing this, he also felt that the nights had been getting cooler. It's probably cooling down. If this world has 4 seasons, it could very well be autumn now. So that means we'll be entering a cold winter soon. Lin Feng nodded gravely. We need to prepare for warm supply. The girl wrapped her cloak tighter and lay down to rest. Lin Feng, however, furrowed his brows, lost in thought. At this rate of cooling, winter would likely arrive soon, but he still hadn't found any supplies for warmth. Suddenly, a prompt message from the blind box system appeared in his consciousness. Is the upgrade complete? Lin Feng quickly opened the system interface. System upgrade successful. New feature: every 4 weeks, a Wish blind box lottery can be opened with a 100 chance to obtain an epic or higher blind box. Wish function. This is great. If he could make wishes, Lin Feng could obtain the corresponding blind box based on his needs, and the Wish lottery would yield epic and legendary blind boxes. I'm satisfied with this update. Before Lin Feng could finish his joy, another system message appeared. Player collected all prizes from the Dark Witch Outfit blind box, unlocking a random manufacturing blueprint. Obtained large farm manufacturing blueprint X1. The reward has been compensated. Large farm wood, 40-40 soil, 88 iron nails, 48. Having checked the item description, Lin Feng nodded with satisfaction. The large farm not only allows for more plants to be grown, but each plant can also yield a 20 increase. He still had 3 tomato seeds left unused. If he could transplant the tomato seedlings from the small farm, he would just be able to fill the large farm. But first, it's best to get some sleep. Building a farm at midnight would surely disturb her. Lin Feng turned off the crafting workshop and comfortably closed his eyes in the big villa. The next day, Lin Feng was awakened by Song Xinling. Wake up! Wake up! Just a little longer for a photo. Lin Feng thought the girl was once again bothering him for a photo, still unwillingly keeping his eyes shut. It's not for a photo today, we have ocean resources. Resources? Ocean resources are quite valuable, and Lin Feng had noticed that they don't appear every day. Therefore, he had to get his hands on these resources. He sat up suddenly, rubbed his eyes vigorously, and hurried to the raft. Sure enough, not far off on the sea, 2 lucky small barrels were floating, and around the lucky barrels were scattered many basic resources. The most important thing was to salvage the lucky small barrels, since they could yield a lot of rare items. Lin Feng grabbed 2 bottles of Red Bull from the storage box and opened one to gulp down a large mouthful. Gained 100 work efficiency boost, lasting for 1 hour. Upon receiving the work efficiency boost, Lin Feng felt his previously muddled mind instantly clear up. What an amazing pick-me-up. With a slight smile, Lin Feng opened the other bottle of Red Bull and handed it to Song Xinling. Both of them received a 100 work efficiency boost, doubling their efficiency in collecting resources. In just a moment, they collected a large amount of basic resources, and the 2 lucky small barrels were pulled onto the raft one after another. The reveal. Song Xinling looked at Lin Feng with anticipation. The reveal. With 2 loud pops, Lin Feng opened the lids of both barrels. You have opened lucky small barrels X2. Gained wood X6. Gained grass ball X7. Gained plastic piece X5. Gained metal piece X. Gained mechanical module X2. Gained cotton seed X2. What? That's quite a harvest. The mechanical modules are quite rare materials, surely they will come in handy. As for the cotton seeds, their usefulness is even greater. With the temperature gradually dropping, Lin Feng needed to prepare warm clothing. With cotton seeds, he could grow cotton, solving the problem of warmth. Thinking of this, Lin Feng immediately became energized. You could go build the large farm. But we haven't taken a group photo yet. Lin Feng was too quick, not hearing Song Xinling's words, already retrieving materials from the storage box and heading to the back of the stone house. He first picked up a small stone shovel and dug a bit in the micro farm, instantly causing a tomato seedling to appear in Lin Feng's hand. Gained tomato seedling X1. Got it. Lin Feng switched to a small wooden hammer and with a few knocks dismantled the micro farm. Dismantled micro farm. Gained wood X2, soil X1. After recycling the materials, Lin Feng paused to plan the construction site for the large farm. There was still a 3x8 area behind the raft, and a large farm would occupy a 2x2 area, making it perfect to build the large farm beside the exit of the stone house. Having chosen a location, Lin Feng spent a few more minutes crafting 12 iron nails. Along with stock, he had just enough to build 2 large farms. Large farm wood, 40-40 soil, 88 iron nails, 88. Open the crafting workshop. Materials complete. As Lin Feng selected to craft, dozens of materials vanished in an instant. In just over 10 minutes, the 2 large farms were completed. This large farm has richer soil and looks sturdier. Lin Feng nodded with satisfaction and directly planted the tomato seedling inside. Next, he planted 3 tomato seeds and 2 cotton seeds in the 2 large farms respectively. The growths, just as he finished planting the seeds, the tomato and cotton began to sprout. However, when Lin Feng was about to water them, he suddenly slapped his forehead. Oh no, freshwater. I'm running low on freshwater. Even with a high-efficiency water purifier, it couldn't meet the watering needs for 6 plants. If he couldn't quickly get more fresh water to irrigate the farm, the plants would grow slowly at best, or worse, die outright. At this moment, Song Xinling came running over with a grilled tuna, ready to let Lin Feng eat something first, only to see him sitting on the ground in a daze. What's wrong? She noticed the 2 large farms Lin Feng had built beside the exit of the stone house, and was even more confused. Aren't they already built? No freshwater to irrigate. Lin Feng shook his head, saying that crafting 2 or 3 more high-efficiency water purifiers could solve this problem, but it would waste too much living space on the raft. So it's best to obtain a higher-level water purifier blueprint. You eat first, I need to check the exchange channel. As he spoke, Lin Feng already opened the exchange channel and quickly typed a message. Who has a higher-level water purifier blueprint? Will pay a high price. As soon as this message was sent out, it instantly attracted many onlookers. The big shot didn't show off his affection today. Exactly, do we finally have a chance? Be careful, dog food might cause critical damage. Lin Feng was speechless and quickly typed another message. No distractions, looking to buy a higher-level water purifier blueprint. Finally, someone replied with a useful message. I have the blueprint for the high-efficiency water purifier. If you need it, trade for wood x30, grass ball x30, metal piece x10, stone x10. What? Is it that valuable? That's a premium item. Only the big shots can afford it. I already have that. Lin Feng shook his head and replied helplessly. However, this reply caused the exchange channel to explode. Huh, you already have it. Haha, this guy thought he could make a big profit, but the big shot already has it. Big shots are big shots. The things they want are not easily obtainable by us. No one has probably unlocked the higher level water purifier blueprint. Scary. Scary. The big shot's life has completely detached from the masses. Looking at the streams of messages refreshed before him, Lin Feng shook his head helplessly. Looks like he'll have to craft a few more water purifiers. Just as Lin Feng was about to close the exchange channel, a very inconspicuous message was refreshed. Do you need the blueprint for the high-efficiency water purifier? Lin Feng quickly replied. Send over the introduction for the high-efficiency water purifier. Lin Feng waited anxiously for a reply, yet the communication channel fell silent. My, could it be that this seller has decided not to sell after all? Just as doubt flickered in his mind, a new private message notification appeared. Clearly, this was most likely a message from the seller. Well, quite decisive indeed. He had immediately sent over 5 stones. Surely a generous player. Gift received 5 stones. Whether or not you buy it, return those 5 stones to me first. Lin Feng, he had assumed the seller was exceedingly affluent, only to find the very first message upon opening the private chat demanding the return of those 5 stones. First, tell me about the water purifier. I swear I won't swindle you out of those 5 stones. You must return my 5 stones. Let me send you the description first. A minute later, the other party sent a lengthy paragraph. High-efficiency filtration water purifier description. Multi-stage filtration cartridges significantly accelerate purification. 1 liter of fresh water is purified in just 2 hours, but cartridges must be replaced after extended use. This efficiency is impressive. At 2 hours per liter, its speed is 4 times that of the standard high-efficiency purifier. By that calculation, 8 liters, enough for 2 large farms, could be purified in 16 hours. Lin Feng was determined to secure this deal. Name your price. Let me think. Once the schematic was sold, he would lose the ability to craft the item himself, unless he obtained the schematic again. Thus, even if the seller asked for a higher price, Lin Feng could understand. A few seconds later, a message arrived. I want 80 wood, 80 grass bundles. Also 30 glass shards, 30 metal shards, and 30 plastic shards, plus the 5 stones I gifted you. Lin Feng was speechless. This seller truly dared to set an exorbitant price. Such quantities of materials would be impossible for most players to gather. Not serious about selling. Then I'm leaving. Lin Feng promptly closed the private chat interface. Asking for more was understandable, but outright extortion was unacceptable. He wasn't worried the seller would actually refuse. Lin Feng surmised the schematic was little more than scrap paper in that player's hands. First, the seller likely couldn't assemble the required materials. Second, without constructing large farms, there'd be no need for such vast quantities of fresh water. Moreover, given this asking price, only Lin Feng himself remained remotely capable, or willing, to consider it. Sure enough, Lin Feng's intuition proved correct. The moment he closed the chat, a new private message request popped up. Gift received 5 stones. Huh. If he refuses to sell me the schematic, now he'll suffer massive losses. 10 stones gone already across 2 messages. The seller risked losing those stones entirely just to reopen contact. Proof enough of his eagerness to offload the schematic. I'm acting in good faith. Fine, have all material quantities. But you must return those 10 stones to me. Lin Feng sighed inwardly. One last chance to reconsider, or else I'll simply build several more high-efficiency purifiers. Their output will be identical. But this schematic is genuinely rare. Lin Feng didn't reply, but neither did he close the chat. After a full dozen seconds, the seller finally cracked. Master, please don't close the chat. We can negotiate the price. Otherwise, you name it. Lin Feng, that was precisely the opening he'd been waiting for. 15 units each of base materials, 5 units each of rare materials, and I'll return all 10 stones in full. That's all. Lin Feng ignored the plea and typed directly into the trade interface. 15 wood, 15 grass bundles, 5 metal shards, 5 plastic shards, 5 glass shards, 10 stones exchanged for 1 schematic high-efficiency filtration water purifier. A string of ellipses appeared. Lin Feng smiled, faintly awaiting confirmation. Master, you're so stingy. No more complaints. I'm offering you fair value. Instantly, a trade alert flashed. Trade successful. Acquired schematic, high-efficiency filtration water purifier 1 inch. Got it. Lin Feng grinned triumphantly. He'd known all along the seller would ultimately yield. Eagerly, he opened the crafting workshop interface. The schematic unfolded before him. High-efficiency filtration water purifier glass shards, 66, wood 66 stones, 22 sand, 22 charcoal, 22. Description: multi-stage filtration cartridges dramatically increase purification speed. 1 liter of freshwater purified in 2 hours. Cartridges require periodic replacement, composed of stones, sand, and charcoal. So that was how it worked. Thank goodness Song Xinling had accidentally charred the food. Otherwise, he'd never have known where to source charcoal. Lin Feng rose ready to assemble the purifier, only to find Song Xinling staring at him with rosy puff. Hey, what are you up to? An ominous premonition. Time to eat. We've both been starving since noon. Oh, now that you mention it, I am ravenous. He braced for another scolding, yet she suddenly flashed a playful smile and darted cheerfully into the stone hut. Everything's prepared. Come in and enjoy. Lin Feng exhaled in relief, rubbing his growling stomach as he stepped inside. On 2 storage crates sat a can of Red Bull and 4 servings of grilled tuna. The Red Bull is yours. I know you're eager to build the purifier, but you still need to fuel yourself. Lin Feng nodded vigorously, touched by her thoughtfulness. The tuna on the table steamed warmly, clearly reheated. While he'd been locked in negotiation, she'd quietly prepared a lavish lunch for him. For the first time, Lin Feng truly felt at home. What are you daydreaming about? Eat already. He cracked open the Red Bull, took several gulps, then snatched a piece of grilled tuna and devoured it ravenously. Watching his utterly unrefined manners, she wrinkled her nose in mock disdain, yet inexplicably found him endearing. Alas, his speed betrayed him. Within minutes, the sumptuous meal vanished, leaving behind barely a trace of charm. Look how frantic you are. Go ahead and work. I'll catch more fish. Who knows if food supplies will dwindle as global temperatures drop. Lin Feng paused to consider. Unless the oceans freeze solid, it's impossible. Who knows if this place obeys real-world physics. Better stock up while I still can. Lin Feng nodded. Her reasoning held weight. If the seas froze, fishing would cease entirely. Fortunately, lower temperatures extended food preservation, making stockpiling far easier. Gathering materials, Lin Feng stepped before the stone hut. Thump, 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 thump. Dismantled high-efficiency water purifier gained 2 wood 2 glass shards. With space cleared, he opened the crafting workshop interface. High-efficiency filtration water purifier glass shards, 66 wood 66 stones, 22 sand, 22 charcoal, 22. Craft. As materials vanished minutes later, a purifier, over half a person's height, materialized before Lin. Unlike the high-efficiency model, this unit featured a large glass chamber atop its frame, layered with stones, sand, and charcoal. Pouring seawater into the upper chamber, clear water soon trickled forth in a delicate, steady stream. My tomatoes and cotton are saved. At last, Lin Feng breathed a deep, relieved sigh. Every 2 hours, the efficient water purifier can produce only 1 liter of fresh water. Lin Feng could only fish while waiting to properly irrigate the tomatoes and cotton. He would have to stay up until deep into the night. However, Lin Feng was not worried, as he still had dozens of cans of Red Bull left untouched. Staying up late was no problem at all. Beside him, Song Xinling furrowed her delicate brows, adjusting her long hair that was blown by the wind. It seems like the wind is picking up. Lin Feng sensed it. The wind was indeed a bit strong. He looked up and was suddenly taken aback by the scene before him. This is not just a breeze, it's clearly going to pour down rain. The distant horizon was shrouded in darkness, and the ominous black clouds were fast approaching overhead. Quick, get inside to avoid the rain. Lin Feng pulled Song Xinling and ran into the stone house. Moments later, a torrential downpour came crashing down. To make matters worse, the strong wind carried the coarse rainwater seeping in through the doors and windows of the stone house, creating puddles all over the floor. Although the two were inside the house, they still felt cold and damp. It's a bit chilly in here. Lin Feng nodded. If this rain didn't stop soon, they might catch a cold. Getting sick. That won't do. In such an environment, the lack of medicine was an understatement. If they fell ill, they could only wait for recovery, and those with weaker immune systems might not last more than a couple of days. They'll make a fire pit. Lin Feng opened the manufacturing workshop, and within 2 minutes a fire pit appeared in the center of the house. However, to his surprise, just as the fire pit was lit, it was extinguished by the strong wind. The wind is too strong. The fire pit won't work. Song Xinling tightened her cloak, visibly shivering. Hang in there, I'll build the doors and windows right now. Lin Feng opened the manufacturing workshop and searched for door and window-related content. Simple wooden door, wood, 44 plastic sheet, 22 description, a wooden door not very sturdy, but can sturdy wooden door, wood, 66 metal sheet, 22 glass sheet, 44 description, a wooden door with metal edges more solid and can shield against wind and rain. Small wooden window, wood, 33 plastic sheet, 11 description, a rudimentary window that truly lets in the cold during winter. In the manufacturing workshop, Lin Feng found only these 3 blueprints. With enough materials, he naturally chose to manufacture the highest quality item. However, that small wooden window was just too rudimentary. I can't worry about that right now. Seeing Song Xinling shivering, Lin Feng resolutely chose to manufacture. In less than 10 minutes, 2 sturdy wooden doors were completed. After closing the doors, the wind inside the house lessened significantly. Lin Feng reignited the fire pit. The flames flickered uncertainly, seemingly at risk of extinguishing at any moment. Come over and warm yourself by the fire first. Lin Feng gestured for Song Xinling to sit by the fire pit, while he hurriedly manufactured the small wooden windows. In under 5 minutes, 2 small wooden windows were made, but even after closing them, the windows still leaked wind. Lin Feng nodded and approached the fire pit, extending his hands to warm himself. At that moment, the girl had stopped shivering, but her cloak was still not dry. I didn't expect this storm to be so fierce. Fortunately, you built the doors and windows in time. It feels much warmer now. The girl looked gratefully at Lin Feng and accidentally sneezed. Lin Feng felt a wave of concern and quickly reached out to touch Song Xinling's forehead. Thankfully, you don't. Upon feeling that her forehead was not hot, Lin Feng finally relaxed. Song Xinling, however, playfully smiled and reassured Lin Feng, saying, I'm fine. Besides, even if I catch a cold, it's impossible to get a fever that quickly. Originally, it was meant to be comforting, but Lin Feng frowned at her words and said seriously, then I'll check again later. Song Xinling pouted. Are you addicted to checking? Huh. Lin Feng hadn't thought that much just now, but upon reflection, the girl's forehead was white and smooth and felt quite nice to the touch. However, if he were to touch somewhere else, it would probably feel even better. Seeing Lin Feng's dazed expression, lost in thought, Song Xinling puffed up her cheeks and said angrily, Lin Feng, be more serious. Ahem. Lin Feng snapped back to reality and quickly changed the subject. Why isn't there any thunder? Are you actually hoping for thunder? If there's no thunder, how can we charge Iron Barrel? No. 2. Lin Feng pondered seriously. Whenever it rained, he hoped for thunder as it meant free electricity. But this storm was fierce, yet there was not a single peal of thunder to be heard. Boom. Lin Feng was still confused when suddenly a deafening thunderclap rang out. Song Xinling was startled, jumping to Lin Feng's side. Oh, Lin Feng, your big mouth. Don't be afraid, it sounds like the thunder hasn't struck the robot. Lin Feng wrapped his arms around the girl as if to comfort her, but his thoughts were elsewhere. Song Xinling looked at him disdainfully. A beautiful girl was right beside him waiting for comfort, yet Lin Feng was completely focused on the battery level of Iron Barrel. No. 2. Indeed, distance breeds beauty. She even developed a fleeting thought of running away from home. But then she reconsidered. She was not in her original world, so where would she go? What would she eat? Who could she find for comfort when feeling down? Looking up at Lin Feng's focused gaze on the door, Song Xinling bit her lip and thought angrily, forget it, since you've been so nice to me, I'll let it go this time. Boom. Suddenly, another loud thunderclap erupted. Song Xinling instantly lost her desire to run away from home. Staying by Lin Feng's side felt safer. Though he sometimes acted like a wooden post, he was at least someone to rely on. She silently affirmed Lin Feng when she suddenly heard his puzzled voice. Huh, why didn't it strike him again? Lin Feng, huh, you only care about that robot, can't you care about me a little? Lin Feng immediately pulled Song Xinling closer, wearing a mischievous smile, before her small hand reached for his ear. I'll care right away. Lin Feng's playful expression was quite rare. Seeing him like this, Song Xinling didn't want to argue anymore and pouted, saying, I'm hungry. Gurgle. Lin Feng's stomach let out a growl. I'm also hungry. The girl was speechless. Low emotional intelligence. She broke free from Lin Feng's arm, went to the storage box, and took out 2 large tomatoes. By the time you get me food, I'll probably starve to death. Lin Feng, completely oblivious, took the tomatoes and started gobbling them down. Next time I'll definitely bring you some. Next time for sure. Forget it, I'm afraid I'll starve to death. The girl pouted in frustration but turned around and secretly smiled. She realized today that Lin Feng could be quite fun when he acted silly occasionally. The storm raged on with thunder rumbling occasionally. Song Xinling was too afraid to sleep, so Lin Feng opened 2 cans of Red Bull, planning to keep her company until dawn. With nothing to do, they opened the communication channel to see how others were faring. Fortunately, there was a cabin to shelter from the rain, but it was too cold. Are you staying up all night just to mock us? I dare not sleep, there are pirates nearby. How many pirates are there? What's their strength? What? So many of them. Just wish for the best, brother. Just don't encounter them, it's too terrifying. Suddenly, a different voice appeared in the communication channel. Lin Feng was taken aback and almost jumped up when he saw the player's ID. Song Xinling. He immediately turned to look at the girl beside him. Song Xinling nodded. It was me who sent. Aren't you worried at all about the pirates? With you around, what's there to worry about? All right then. Lin Feng nodded. Song Xinling really trusted his abilities too much. Look, the pirates have been provoked by my words. What? Lin Feng quickly returned to the communication channel. You mean those pirates are nothing to be afraid of? You must be impressive. I admire your courage. Hey, someone is discussing us. Who dares to underestimate the might of my Great White Shark Pirate crew? Great White Shark Pirate crew. How many of you are there? Is your combat power reliable? Hey, it's a girl. Do you want to know how powerful my pirate crew is? Then why not join me? Rest assured, as long as you're with me, you'll definitely enjoy a life free. What the hell? I'm inexplicably envious. Big brother, I'm also a girl. What? Trying to poach my woman? Seeing Zhao Dagon's message, Lin Feng was displeased. What if the pirates are nothing? He couldn't believe that Zhao Dagon could outdo him. Get lost. Don't even think about coveting my woman. The further away you are, the better. What? You dare to act tough with me? Do you believe I'll come over and take you down right now? Lin Feng chuckled. In the vast ocean, players were scattered, and even if Zhao Dagon wanted to take him down, he would have to find him first. Get lost. What? The boss is impressive. Let's curse these despicable pirates. After sending that message, Lin Feng turned off the communication channel. Engaging with such scum is pointless. But the next moment, Song Xinling suddenly exclaimed, not good. What's wrong? Look at the communication channel. Lin Feng was puzzled. Oh, what could the pirate leader Zhao Dagon do besides talking big? When he opened the communication channel, Lin Feng was also taken aback. You little brat, did you think I couldn't find you? These bastards call you boss. Looks like things are going well for you. I like to plunder players rich in resources. My big brother has a special item, an ID tracking teleporter. Just wait. Tell them to prepare for battle. I see that girl is with him. This time, it's a big score. They are already ready.